time for Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. Rams football on WMIX and WMIXsports.com is powered by the official voice of Rams Athletics, Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Mount Vernon Rams football is also presented in part by Red Lake College. Save thousands on your college education. Log on to rlc.edu. Tyler Toyota and Tyler's Buick GMC. Totally Tyler's. The Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Winning Edge. See what they can customize at winningedgeusa.com. Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon. And also by Cantera Bank. Banking with local style. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Landers Collision Centers of Mount Vernon and Salem. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Schmidt Ford of Salem. People's National Bank. Ford Square in King City Chrysler. You can count on us. And Bird Watson Drug of Mount Vernon. 2 locations to serve you better. We take you to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Tyler's, where Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski are standing by for the Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Mount Vernon Rams football starts now.
And good evening. 2014 kicks off now. Glad to have you with us here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. As the Mount Vernon Rams open up 2014 with the Taylorville Tornadoes, a team that shifts conference here in this 2014 season. For the Tornadoes, of course, now in the Apollo Conference, they join the likes of Mattoon, Salem, Mount Zion, Effingham, and the Charleston Trojans. Tonight, the Mount Vernon Rams feel their chances are a little bit improved coming into the 2014 season to get that Week 1 win. It's been so long since the Rams able to open up their season at 1-0. Tonight they have a Taylorville team, comes out of the tough Central State 8 into the Apollo here as aforementioned. And the Rams, Danny Czerwinski, must be feeling pretty good.
Well, the opening week for the Rams over the last few years hasn't been too peachy. Obviously playing the likes of Belleville East. You got a trip to Cincinnati filtered in there. You also have Rochester a couple of years. So Mount Vernon feels like, obviously not to think, hey, it's a given, it's a give-me game, you're going to win or whatever, because Taylorville's probably picked as the favorite to win the Apollo Conference. No pushover. Taylorville had 5 losses last year. 2 of them were to state champs, SHG and Rochester, 3 of them I should say, and then lost to playoff Chatham and Jacksonville in that CS8. So coming out of that conference, they're still used to playing that type of level of competition. This by no means is a gimme game, and probably secretly one of the best games in Southern Illinois tonight.
Well, I think it is, and you look at this matchup between these two teams, and of course for the Mount Vernon Rams, a team that finished 7-4 last year, losing to Washington in the second round of the postseason. For Taylorville, a team that obviously disappointed with how their season went a year ago, but you take a look at the Central State 8 that was in 2013. You had the 4A state champion in Rochester, Sacred Heart Griffin out of Springfield, the 5A state champ. Oh yeah, there's Jacksonville and other programs as well that went on to 5A playoff wins. So when you look at the Central State 8 from top to bottom, for the Taylorville Tornadoes, obviously coming into the Apollo Conference where they had been once before, you have to feel like they kind of had that same mentality coming in tonight, as do the Rams. Maybe they have a chance to finally get a Week 1.
Well, and I think for the Rams in the last 18 years, 8-10 overall in their opening games in the last 18 years. Of course, they have lost 7 of the years of the opening games. Their last win 8 years ago at Belleville East, beating the Lancers 28-20. And the past 11 years, they're only 2-12, or past 11 years, 2-9. And 11 of those teams that they played in 18 years have made the playoffs in that particular season. So it's not that the first week has been a cupcake for Mount Vernon. They have been playing some teams of quality recognition. In fact, defending back-to-back champs now 4 in a row. Rochester the last 2 years on the schedule. Taylorville's a nice breath to come down maybe a little bit from what Mount Vernon has been used to, but definitely not a week to take a night off as well.
No doubt about that. And for the Taylorville Tornadoes, obviously immediately become a threat in the said Apollo Conference. We'll talk about the Apollo history. We'll talk about Taylorville's conference history a little bit later on here on your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Landers Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem have seen it all. From minor accidents to near destruction, it doesn't matter. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. More to come on our broadcast. Of course, every game of Mount Vernon Rams football is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk with Mount Vernon Rams head football coach Jared Shaner as we re-air the interview that was this past Saturday on the Saturday Sports Show. We're back in a few. 25 minutes from kickoff here at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium from the WMIX Sports Mobile Studio, driven by Tyler's. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. By now you have heard about our new One Checking product. The new One Account is a high-interest-earning, free checking account designed for everyone. Unlike other banks that pay interest on higher balance, this account pays interest on all balance. From high schoolers to Warren Buffett, One will work for you. You can talk to one of us at 244-3000 and learn about the details. One, exclusively at Community First Bank. You will be one happy customer. Member FDIC.
Watch the Rams online at WMIXsports.com. Powered by Red Lake College.
Welcome back to your Landers Collision Center's pregame show, just moments away from the Mount Vernon Rams and the Taylorville Tornadoes here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. But big or small, Landers Collision Center fixes and now details them all. Premium detailing is now available at Landers Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. Call anytime you need them, 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. This past weekend on the Saturday Sports Show, we sat down with Mount Vernon Rams head football coach Jared Shaner. We talked a little bit about 2013, the season that was, and mostly about 2014 and what's to come. Here is that interview with Jared Shaner from Saturday morning. A man that took his team to the postseason last year into the second round, hoping to do the same thing this year. Coach Shaner, good morning.
Sports guys, how are you?
You know what, I don't know if you can tell, I'm a little amped right now, a few cups of coffee, the fact that high school football returns Friday night, at least in terms of gameplay. And after meeting the team last night, has the reality set in that you are just 6 days away now from high school football?
Yeah, I think when we got done last night and Coach just kind of sat around and we talked about it, it's the time. We're here, it's game week, and we're excited. We've got lots of work to do still, but it's definitely exciting. We're just really ready to get after it and get the Tornadoes here on Friday night.
Well, and you take a season last year, it ends up in the second round of the postseason. How much momentum did that generate for your program, especially with having so many skill players return this year?
Well, I think, without a doubt, I think the kids are excited and, the coaching staff is excited. I hope that the community feels the same way. I believe that they do, and we had a great turnout last night at Meet the Team, and I just think there's a good positive vibe going around, and it's definitely better than the alternative, no doubt about it. We come in, after a pretty successful season last year, and since November, December, when we started working out after last season, we've been talking about it, building on what we did last year and taking steps forward.
After 2 weeks of training camp now, or I consider the first 2 weeks training camp, you head into real preparedness time. How is your team health-wise? You head into the final 4 or 5 practices before Taylorville next week.
Well, knock on wood, right now we are healthy. We have nobody with injuries right now. Kids are getting ready to come in this morning, and they'll have bumps and bruises. Be a little sore from our scrimmage last night, but nobody's out. Nobody with broken bones or anything like that, so we feel good about that. I think hopefully we'll have a good solid week of practice and stay healthy. That's always a concern with coaches. You want to practice hard and be physical and aggressive throughout the week, but you'll have to kind of combine that with a little caution now and then, and making sure you're not losing somebody to an injury that could have been prevented. So as of right now, we're ready to go. I think the kids are ready to hit the ground running this morning.
A change of schedule. Last year, of course, defending state champ Rochester in week 1, Mascoutah week 2. A change now. Taylorville and Charleston come in from the Apollo, a nice refreshing change, and nice for your team and your program to have consistent opponents to play from the Apollo Conference to start the season.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for us. I sure hope those good games that we can keep on the schedule. Our youth football level, 5th through 8th, plays both of those communities in youth football. So, neither of them is too terrible of a drive. Taylorville's a little bit farther away, but, it could definitely be worse. We could be going out of state or driving to the northern half of the state or whatever the case may be. So, I just think they're both going to be really competitive teams, and I got to think that, both of those schools probably look at it the same way as we do, and that, here's a team that's not too far away, and all of us should be competitive. year in and year out. So I think it's going to be good for us. I sure hope that at the end of the first 2 weeks, I hope we're on top in the wins column. But overall, I just think they're really good quality schools, good football programs that'll be competitive with us.
Have you discussed with your team the difference between being the hunter instead of now your team is the hunted, being a favorite? Have you talked with your team about how to handle that, or what's going to be different about this year with that mantra going on?
Well, I tell you what we started again when we kids that weren't in a winter sport. We started lifting last year in late November, early December, after our season ended, and immediately, one of the first things I put up on the whiteboard was, if what you did yesterday looks good today, you haven't done much today. So we've been talking about that and preaching it, and again talking about a new season and taking steps forward. It is a little bit different. We were coming off an 0-9 season a year ago, and then lost our first game to Rochester, and did a few good things. But so we're 0-10 in those games, and I think kind of maybe snuck up on a few people, and by the end of the season, people started to take notice. And as you said, I would think that's probably going to happen right from the beginning of the season this year. And I think as long as we've got a good group of kids and kids come out every week and just play hard and execute and do the little things right, and I think we'll be competitive in all of our games.
What was that again? What looks good today? Run that by us again. We're mesmerized by that in here.
If what you did yesterday looks good today, you haven't done much today. So we're constantly challenging the kids to take steps forward, and we're definitely proud of last season and the season that we had, and make it to the second round of the playoffs. But we sure don't want to end there, and we definitely don't want to regress backwards. So we're talking about getting up every day and becoming a little bit better than what you were the day before. So I sure hope our kids are buying into that and believing that. And they've been working hard toward a new season and a new goal. So we're really hoping that pays off for us.
Well, and what you did yesteryear looks pretty darn good, so hoping to improve upon that in 2014. Some of those kids you're going to depend on, obviously Dylan Reeves, last year's starting quarterback, DeMontez Miller-Gray, one of last year's starting runners. We also, Graham Hinken was a starting runner last year. Of course, you lost Drew Hester to injury last year. He ran the ball quite a bit for you. However, the most recent starting lineup I had from 2013 looks like, as far as lines go, you lost half your defensive line, half your offensive line, or I should say 60% maybe, or 40%, somewhere in there. Basically, moral of the story is you return a great deal of last year's talent. Who are some of the names that are going to have to step up in 2014?
Well, yeah, you kind of hit it right on the head. Both sides of the ball, we lost a few key linemen. The kids are stepping up, and I hope are going to be able to step in and fill those shoes and play both sides. And you mentioned a couple of them from an offensive perspective. We have almost all of our rushing yards returning. We've got DeMontez Miller-Gray, who set the single-season rushing record last year for Mount Vernon. We have Graham Hank and Dylan Reeves, Drew Hester, Dylan Rush. We've just got a whole bunch of kids that I really feel like are going to be able to step in there and hopefully kind of pick up right where we left off last year. And we do need to replace a few linemen, but I think we have some seniors that have kind of worked hard for 4 years and put their time in, and now's their time. And I think they're going to step up, and we'll be surprised by the progress that they make throughout the year. And then on the defensive side of the ball, it's kind of the same situation. We've got several D linemen back, but we did lose a couple. We have guys like Brighton Bowers, who's only going to be a junior, and Brett Steele is a senior. Sam Curry's another senior, and just some guys that really, Trevor Schubert started every game last year on the D-line. So we've got some good stats and experience, and again, I'm just excited about those kids and the way they come out and practice every day and compete. And I think, we'll get it started on Friday night, and hopefully we'll do something special this season.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to something special against the Taylorville Tornadoes. It's been quite a while since we've been able to ask you, I guess not that long ago, but the WMIX Sports Social Media Question of the Week this year, in inspiration of the local fair. We want to know, what is your favorite carnival or fair game?
That's a good one. Carnival or fair game?
Yes.
I think it was probably when I was a little kid, it was probably the ring toss, and they put all those bottles out there, and it seemed like it would be such an easy game to win that big stuffed animal or that prize. And I can't ever recall really ever winning it. But I was a sucker for the ring toss. You get those, 5 rings for $1, and one of them was a different color, and it won you like double the prize or something. But so I love the ring toss.
Nice. Ring toss is a solid answer. Of course, Coach Shaner, we can't mention enough how excited we are to get back to the normality on Friday night against the Taylorville Tornadoes. Best of luck to you, and we will see you Friday night.
That sounds great. Thanks for having me this morning, guys.
Saturday Sports Show, of course, is each and every week right here on AM 940 and WMIXSports.com, 8:08 a.m. until 10 o'clock right here. Of course, don't forget the famous WMIX Sports social media question of the week. What will it be tomorrow? You'll have to find out. Facebook.com/WMIX Sports. We'll have that up there first thing tomorrow morning. Still more to come on your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. We have much more to talk about. The Mount Vernon Rams and the Taylorville Tornadoes. Game number 1 under the Friday Night Lights here in 2014. It's all coming up. Stay tuned. WMIX, WMIXSports.com. This is Rams football presented by Community.
Dig in with full-contact coal miner training at Rem Lake College. Learn in our new 20,000 square feet coal mine training center. Use real equipment like continuous miners and power sitters. And check out the new mine rescue and fire safety training tunnel. Associate degree and occupational certificates available.
We're full contact, hands-on coal mine. Real equipment, real live, all the time.
What are you waiting for? Call 618-437-5321 and get started.
There's no other Toyota dealership like it in the region. It's totally technical, chic, and totally new.
Tyler Toyota. Like car heaven.
It's totally brand new.
Totally built for you.
Welcome to Tyler Toyota, the best car and truck buying experience in Southern Illinois. Total.
Totally.
We're celebrating the grand opening. Newly renovated and highly celebrated Tyler Toyota. Totally
Tyler Toyota.
Broadcasting live from the WMIX Sports mobile studios, driven by Tyler's. This is Mount Vernon Rams football.
Welcome you back to your Landers Collision Center's pregame show live from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. The Mount Vernon Rams and the Taylorville Tornadoes coming your way in just about 13 minutes. Your Landers Collision Center's pregame show continues on, though we're getting ready to have the national anthem at some point rather soon here from the Mount Vernon Township High School Pep Band. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside AM 940 with video at WMIXSports.com. And, of course, we remind you each and every Rams broadcast is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. If you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home in Dixon, Woodlawn, and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC. So we take a look at the Taylorville Tornadoes tonight out of the Apollo Conference, where they returned after about a 20-year absence. They were in the CS8, the Central State 8, from 1993 until 2013. Prior to that, they were in the Apollo for a run of about 12 years, but a conference that many have forgotten about is the Mid-State Conference from 1948 till 1981, and that was a conference that had the likes of Breeze Mater Dei, Greenville, Hillsboro, Pana, Shelbyville, Vandalia. Of course, in the beginning, it had Kincaid, South Fork, Nokomis, among other teams. Effingham was there as well. That was with whom I should say, the Tornadoes left for the Apollo with Effingham.
Well, it's an interesting makeup. It's football, and that's how it drives things here in the state of Illinois, no matter what you say or what you do. And Taylorville, I think, in things and reading articles and talking to people simply, I guess, not outgrew, but undergrew the CS8 as far as the size of schools in there at a competition level. And as their enrollment declined, they kind of had to find a different fit for them. A slot in the Apollo Conference came open. They jumped in with it, and I think it's a great addition to the Apollo Conference and an even better addition here for Taylorville to remain a constant on the Mount Vernon football schedule.
Well, and if you're Taylorville, when you were leaving the Apollo back in '93, the Central State 8, the upstart it was in, looked much, much differently back then than obviously it does now. Rochester was in the Corn Belt at one time. They came into the Central State 8 upon their football, obviously, becoming successful. So back then it seemed like a good move, but when Rochester, Sacred Heart start to dominate the football landscape, I think you have to make a move, and a move back to the Apollo very logical when you have the likes of Mount Zion and Mattoon up in that direction for a team like Taylorville.
And Taylorville comes off a playoff berth in the CS8, and we talked about that before in the beginning, about the teams they would play in SHG, Rochester, Chatham, Jacksonville. 5 losses to those 4 teams last year, and state champs in 2 of them, and 3 of them made the playoffs. So they come in here, and I think an interesting thing will happen is this year and maybe next year, the carryover of playing against the CS8 will carry over into this year and next year. I think the Apollo will take over about year 3 playing that level of competition. This team is a very difficult team to take on in week 1 for Mount Vernon. Not a team Mount Vernon can lay back and live off 2013 and expect to just roll in and win here tonight.
No doubt about that. Of course, we're broadcasting live from the Tyler's WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. Why play the financing waiting game? Become pre-approved right now. Apply online at tylertoyota.net. It's totally Tyler's, and we are as well in your WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. We still have your starting lineups to come. Plenty more to come in your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. We must honor America from Mount Vernon. We hope you'll do the same. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Every other incident, it seems as if someone says, "You'll never believe what happened." Hi, this is Chase Landers with Landers Collision Centers of Mount Vernon and Salem. I assure you, Landers Collision Centers has seen and fixed it all. Whether your toddler got behind the wheel and backed into the trash cans, a kid at school thought it would be funny to take off in your son's truck and sideswipe a brick wall, or even if your ex took a major league whack at your truck windows, we can make it go away, and we certainly won't judge. As a direct repair facility for many insurance companies, we take care of just about everything, even getting you into a temporary vehicle and offering free premium detailing for the life of your vehicle. That's the Landers difference. Top to bottom, big or small, Landers fixes them all. Come see us in Mount Vernon and Salem and ask us about free detailing for the life of your vehicle, or call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Friday Night Lights are back. The best in high school football content is right here at WMIX Sports. Don't miss area coaches and our panel of experts as the Saturday Sports Show revisits the region's most important games. We'll also recap the WMIXSports.com scoreboard, plus talk up other local sports. Look for the Saturday Sports Show after the 8 a.m. news on WMIX 940 and WMIXSports.com, powered by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. Your home for the Mount Vernon Rams is WMIX Sports, powered by Community First Bank.
Welcome back, WMIX and WMIXSports.com, where you're watching live. Glad to have you with us. The Mount Vernon Rams and the Taylorville Tornadoes about 8 minutes away as we just wrapped up honoring America from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. With Danny Czerwinski, I'm Chris Hugo. So blessed to be here with you tonight for your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Landers Collision Centers offers free premium detailing for the life of your car. Ask them how you qualify the next time you have a quality job done at Landers Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. Your Ford Square, King City Chrysler starting lineups to come here on your pregame show. We'll get to those a little bit later on, but we were talking about the conferences and the dynamics that have been changing. And talking about the Taylorville Tornadoes coming out of the Central State 8, we talked about how that prepared them. You had to get to the playoffs if you were them. That was the tough part for Taylorville. We talk about the Apollo now and Taylorville coming a prohibitive favorite upon entering the conference, much like Mattoon was a year ago.
Well, and I think Mattoon came in last year, new team, kind of took over, had a very nice football team last year. Of course, Mount Vernon beat them at Mattoon in the first round of the playoffs. Taylorville slides in now to make room for a couple of Decatur schools and whatnot in the CS8. So you move into a situation here. If you're Taylorville, from their aspect, they look in and they fit in nicely as far as enrollment, sports, competitiveness, and whatnot. I think tennis is the only teams they don't have. That's kind of went by the wayside at Taylorville High School. But it's a nice place, a nice facility, a nice town just south of Springfield. And I think it'll be a great fit when you talk about playing Mount Zion and the like of teams as far as they will see in the Apollo, and it's good to have them on the Mount Vernon schedule.
Of course, you look at the Mount Vernon Rams. We've talked a lot about Taylorville. We've talked about their conference history. But for the Mount Vernon Rams, a team goes 7-4 a year ago and returns a great bit of that starting talent. The quarterback, of course, most of their running back core returns, half of each side of the ball, and the lines returns for the Mount Vernon Rams. You look at that talent, you look at the coaching, you look at the system in place. no reason not to think the Mount Vernon Rams can't have an equally as successful or a better year here in 2014.
And a lot of expectations, a little different. We talked about on the Saturday Sports Show. It's a little different when you're the hunter, and nobody expects you to come out of the blue and you take care of business. It's another thing to be the hunted. Now Mount Vernon goes from afterthought, homecoming team, we can get a win here. Now they are the team that everybody looks forward to, and I guarantee Taylorville's doing it. And the next 8 opponents Mount Vernon has on their schedule, Mount Vernon got to the playoffs last year, had a win in the first round. They are the hunted now. How Mount Vernon handles that, that's going to be a key coming into this game. Last year's done and over with. You can continue winning have a winning program, but you're not going to have the same vibes, same types, same kids as you did last year. And tonight starts a different chapter, a new chapter, and it's like, hey, this team has to write their own history. Last year's is done.
Well, a team that definitely needs to write their own history, as you say, and for these Mount Vernon Rams, not going to be easy. One of the favorites, though, in the South 7 Conference that many believe to be very balanced here in 2014, and you take a look at a team like the Marion Wildcats, Gary Martin at the helm, Mark Albertini is a new head coach, third coach in 3 years at Carbondale. You look at the Altop Crusaders under Ken Turner, back-to-back playoff appearances, and, of course, a 2012 Class 2A runner-up finish for the Crusaders. And you look at Cahokia, Centralia, two of the favorites from a couple of years back, and Centralia even going undefeated. You take a look at those two teams, and some think that it's quite possible they may be the odd two out, even though it's an even number, in the South 7 this year, which tells you how balanced it is.
Well, I think teams, between Marion, Mount Vernon, and Altop, I think those are the 3 favorites. I think you're going to get a champion out of one of those 3. Carbondale in a down year, I think, as far as returning players. Centralia could be a sneaky team as well. Cahokia is the wild card, and it's those 3 teams I think where that title is going to come from here in 2014.
Your community, your choice, your bank, with 5 locations and friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs. Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. Here on your Landers Collision Center's pregame show, roughly about 4 minutes away from the kick in this one. The Mount Vernon Rams and the Tornadoes of Taylorville coming up in just a moment. We need to step out for a quick break. We'll come back, get you set. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Raise your hand if you're tired of showing up for a service appointment only to sit around a waiting room. Hi, Roy Schmidt, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer at King City Chrysler Center. Our express lane fast oil changes and more provide quick, convenient service with no appointment needed. Our specialists are on hand to wait on you with lanes dedicated just for your oil changes, tire rotations, brake inspections, batteries, bulbs, wiper blades, air filter replacements, and more. We will also perform complimentary vehicle inspections with every oil change. We work around your schedule, open weekdays from 7:30 until 5 and Saturdays from 8 a.m. until noon. See Express Lane Fast Oil Changes and more for all of your service needs, and we will get you back on the road quick. We're located at King City Chrysler Center at 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois. Just another reason you can count on us.
At Banterra, we understand that banking is a relationship. It's a friendly face that knows your name, understands your needs, supports your goals. Banterra offers a complete range of personal and business banking products with competitive rates and loans that range from small projects to multi-million-dollar opportunities. We offer conveniences such as online banking, mobile banking, and direct deposit. For a strong community bank with exceptional customer service, Banterra is a smart choice for your banking needs. Banterra Bank, a proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Back to Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
We're back from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, WMIX and WMIXsports.com. It's the Mount Vernon Rams and the Taylorville Tornadoes. Glad to be here to wrap up your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. If you're looking for ways to stay up to date in local sports, find them no further than right here. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Instagram. There we go.
Did you get them all?
I think I did. I think we're kind of halfway on Pinterest, but yeah, a little more than I wanted. So there we go. It is. I mean, I know it's a very popular fad, but and it's not just a fad. I know it's going to be around for quite a while, but there you go. Of course, we have your starting lineups to come. Ford Square, King City Chrysler for service without an appointment. It's Express Lane, fast oil changes, and more. 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon. We do know the Rams won the unofficial official coin toss earlier. They have decided to have the football, receive the football here to start off this contest. We'll get to know your offensive starters here in just a little bit. That'll be brought to you by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. So glad to be with you tonight. J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, looking at about an 89-degree temperature upon kickoff here. Cloudy skies is a cell that we are watching coming out of the west, heading our way. Hopefully it'll burn up before it gets here, but we'll see what happens.
2012 all over again.
That it is. As the Mount Vernon Rams and the Tornadoes have taken the field. For the Rams, will be in their home black. Black pants, black tops, a little bit of an orange ram horn along the sleeves. White numerics trimmed in orange. For the Tornadoes, they have white tops with purple sleeves, purple numerics trimmed in a gold, and purple pants also with a dual line from top to bottom along the sides. The Rams will go. They will have the football first. They'll be going from right to left as you look at your radio or your computer monitor or your smartphone. Tornadoes will defend left to right. Back to return for the Rams. New unis here in 2014 in terms of the home uniforms. DeMontez Miller-Gray is your near man. Get your far guy here in just a moment. At about the 4-yard line on the hash as we await the kickoff. Here it comes. A squib right along the far hash. Picked up at about the 29-yard line. Looks like Jylen Rush has it inside the hashes. He got to about the 38, pushed back to about the 36-yard line. Looks like they're going to spot the football at the 38, which is where the Mount Vernon Rams will have it for the first time in 2014 as we start the first.
Offensive linemen, Max Visser, Alex Borland, Alex Hopkins, Harry Heitmeyer, and London Marlowe, the guys that will handle the football. Derek Waith, Jylen Rush, Xavier Tyus, and DeMontez Miller-Gray, and your quarterback, Dylan Reeves, for the offense of the Rams.
There you go. Ready to get rolling. The Mount Vernon Rams offense. Split to the left side. It'll be Xavier Tyus, one of your split ends. On the right, it will be Derek Waith. The quarterback, Dylan Reeves, under center. 3-back set with DeMontez Miller-Gray, Graham Hempkin, the fullback. And it's going to be a handoff coming to Miller-Gray on a sweep to the near side. Trying to get to the 40. Breaks to the outside at the 45-50. Midfield to the 45. Pushed out of bounds on a great push by number 38, David Gideon, the senior for the Tornadoes. And the Mount Vernon Rams get a first down on their first play from scrimmage.
Power sweep from right to left. Gray was in the slot over on the right side. Came across. Hand off. The line, again, I think is key. Looks much bigger. I've obviously been in the weight room in the offseason. You and I could have gained a few yards there, but the hyphen gets 15 right out of the gate.
Well, I'm seeing some kids progress. Dylan Reeves, oddly enough, looks a little bit bigger than what he did a few months before. I know Andrew Heiner has certainly put on quite a bit of muscle in the offseason as well, amongst others. Under center is Reeves. In motion, it was Rush who fumbles the football. Going to be picked up by the Tornadoes, and they force the turnover. It'll be at the 48-yard line in Ram territory, as I believe that was picked up by Parker Stokes, the 5'11 sophomore, and it'll be Tornado football in Ram territory with 11:42 to go.
That was a botched handoff. Mount Vernon tried some fancy handing off there in the backfield and got bumped around. Guys were too close on the exchange, and the ball went to the turf, and number 4, Parker Stokes, rolled up on it, and now Taylorville has it at the Mount Vernon 48 as they begin their campaign with good field position.
Underway at 7 o'clock, of course, top of the hour here on WMIX Mount Vernon as Tornadoes start out of the pistol with the ball in the Ram 48. It's going to be a quick pitch from Champley over to the right side. Nice run, but a better tackle as it gets to about midfield. The run was by number 32, Bo Bouchon, as Burrows comes up with the tackle.
Got a 1-yard run. These two teams like to run the football. Taylorville's kind of trying to find an identity. Sometimes they go double tight and pound it up the middle. Other times they'll go shotgun spread, kind of like they are here. They kind of go different ways.
Well, Champley, the quarterbacks, 2 to the left side here for the Tornadoes with the football in the Ram 48. Second and some as it's going to be Bouchon up the middle. He found a nice seam and a little gap as he got past the 45 and stumbled to about the 43-yard line. So a gain of roughly 5 or so as it'll bring up third down and mid to go here with 11 minutes to play in the first. No score yet. The Mount Vernon Rams and Taylorville. The Rams actually have a turnover early. Taylorville with the football. Two split to the right side now. Champley out of the shotgun. Going to be a handoff to Bouchon up the middle. Looks like the Rams may have stopped him short at about the 40-yard line. A gain of 3 would be 4th and short here for the Tornadoes with 10:40 left to go in this scoreless first.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Weber Township High School baseball coach Sam Root listening in tweeted us.
He was our last broadcast of last year. The Mount Vernon Rams football team, our first broadcast of this year. So they're going to go a quarterback sneak. Champley up the middle. Looks like they got the first down from my vantage point. The 10:22 mark here, the first. Just right up the middle between the hashes to about the 39.5, and that's a first down.
That's one of those right there where Mount Vernon will have to cede the first down.
On the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports, Facebook as well, Instagram, SoundCloud, you name it, we're on it. This is WMIX Sports. So glad to be with you as Champley out of the shotgun, looking to roll the pass. Bowers giving chase, and this one's going to be dumped off left side and through the hands of number 28, Michael Buckles. His knees buckled as he tried to catch it. Ball's incomplete, stops the clock with 10:13 left to go in the first. It's 2nd and 10 for Taylorville.
Can't catch what you can't see. He was already turned upfield looking to the north trying to get a first down, and the ball clanked off the pads. And a big play goes to nothing for the Tornadoes.
It does. Split to the right, one in the slot on the right, two on the left. Quick pass, Champley. He's going to look to his left side. Completed about the 30 to number 84, Daniel Owens. Brought down at about the 28 here on the near sideline with 10:06 to play in the first, still scoreless.
Well, this Taylorville team can move the football up and down. And again, you're still playing a CS8 quality team, and Taylorville not intimidated at all by the South 7 representative in the playoffs for one of them last year.
They're going to give it a gain of 10 and barely a first down here for the Tornadoes. We'll have a Tony Wilt State Farm Player of the Game in our post-game show. We'll tell you more about Tony throughout the night, but he is glad to help your family with all of their insurance needs. Give his office a call. Find him on the web at TonyWilt.com or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town as Taylorville trying to pick play here. Yes.
Yeah, too many guys. 49 came down the line as 23 and 28 were coming. That's an amazing amount of people moving around.
4 at once. Out of the shotgun, Champley. It's going to be a quarterback keeper here as he fakes to the near sideline. 20-15-10. Nice tackle there by Drew Hester, back from a foot injury a season ago, and it's going to be out of bounds. It looks like they're going to give it at about the 14-yard line, which would still be a gain of about 14. Another first down for the, not the Trojans, but the Tornadoes.
Well, a lot of movement. Trojans will be next week. The Tornadoes a tee this week, and that time there, a lot of movement before the play, a lot of confusion, and it seemed to work in their benefit. Mount Vernon got confused as the play got set up, and then, of course, the run to the outside by Champley for the first down.
Right, split to the right side, oddly enough. It's going to be another quarterback keeper. Looks like that they're going to hand off to Bouchon up the right, but the quarterback keeps it along the near hash, diving past the 15. Looks like he might have gotten about 2 or 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 from roughly the 12-yard line. 9:44 left in the opening quarter. Still no score here from the King City. Talk about many of our sponsors throughout the night tonight as the clock rolls here in the first quarter. Empty backfield except the quarterback Champley out of the shotgun. 3 to the right, 2 to the left, looking for the throw right down the middle, and that one is going to be caught by Owens in the back of the end zone. Tucked both feet in, only needed one. And just like that, it is 6-0 Taylorville with 9:28 to go in the first.
That was pretty fancy. I mean, it was just right down the middle, Owens connection, and Champley to Owens for 12 yards and a touchdown for Taylorville.
So Brandon Moody will be on for the point after. 6-0 Tornadoes after the nice pass to Owens in the back of the end zone from the quarterback Champley. Gives Taylorville the first score. On to hold will be Jimmy Berry for the point after. Kick is up, looks to be split right down the middle, and that'll be good for a 7-0 ball game. 9:28 left to go, opening quarter. Here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com as we tell you about one of our new sponsors. We'll have scores throughout the night courtesy of Bird Watson Drug. If you're looking for a new home for your prescriptions, Bird Watson Drug gives you the personal service and attention you deserve with 2 locations in Mount Vernon to serve you better.
9 plays, 48 yards in about 1 minute and 16 seconds for the touchdown.
So the Tornadoes have 7 points off of turnovers here in 2014 as the Rams fumbled the football on only the second play from scrimmage. We'll see what they do with the second possession here with 9:28 left to go here in the first. 6-0 score here from the King City. Let's see what happens. Community First Bank of the Heartland is your official voice of the Rams and the Lady Rams here on WMIX. With 5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts, Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC. As on to kick will be Brandon Moody. Back to return for the Rams, DeMontez Miller-Gray. He's the near man on the far side. It's Michael Johnson. See what the Rams can do with possession number 2.
I've learned this year. I'm staying out of Twitter jail. I figured out some things I need to do differently.
Some trickery.
Well, you just can't do as much as anybody would like sometimes.
I feel you.
Taylorville looked very good offensively in that first drive.
That they did. The Rams didn't look bad except for that one possession. That's going to be an immediate touchback. Not much Johnson can do as it sails into the end zone. Rams will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 9:28 left to go in the first. Taylorville is on top.
Early on, just a couple of briefies. Chester up on Hamco 7-0. And Freeburg leads Massac 7-0 early on. Come non-conference, one non-conference. And we'll see. Mount Vernon got punched in the mouth right out of the gate. What will the Rams bring to the table here on their second drive of the season?
Well, a lot of experience on the offensive line. We'll see what they can do, maybe open up some gaps. Split to the left side, it'll be Xavier Tyus. Split to the right, it'll be Derek Waith. The same three backs for the Rams, DMG. Graham Hempkin, among others, is going to be coming to the near side on a sweep pass to 20 to about the 23-yard line as DeMontez Miller-Gray comes up with 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up second down, depending upon the yellow hanky on the field.
Yeah, I got a dead ball, and it looks like it might be on Taylorville, the old face mask Friday. So the 2-yard run will go to the hyphen. And then Taylorville will get a penalty, whether it's 5 or 15. We'll see what is the decision of the white cap. Not sure if there'll be a water break tonight or anything with the heat and the humidity. 90 degrees at the start of the game. It's a 5-yard penalty. The first that we see this year in 2014.
Well, of course, many 7:30 starts tonight as some games were backed up. Centralia-Salem, of course, was naturally a 7:30 game with the Shrine Bowl as it is every year, but I think Harrisburg-Mount Carmel among one of the ones that was pushed back 30 minutes.
What's helped here is the cloud cover from the west came in about 6:45. We enjoyed that here facing the west in this box.
13 on the play clock for the Rams as Dylan Reeves comes over to the sideline for some instruction. We'll see if they burn a timeout with 5 seconds left on the play clock, and they will have to do just that. 9:21 to go in the first quarter, 6-0 Taylorville. As my mistake, the point after attempt was no good. I misread one of the judges. Should have looked at the white hat. I did not. My apologies, but we move on. Winning Edge, one of our great sponsors. Rams fans, if you haven't found the time to stop by the new Winning Edge at 212 South 9th, you can now buy your gear online. Log on to shop.winningedgeusa.com. That's shop.winningedgeusa.com. Buy your gear right there. I saw some of the assorted selections last night, and my, oh my, I have to say, if you're a Ram fan, you may not be a true Ram fan without a stop to that website.
Triad leads Mattoon 7-0 early in a game that Mount Vernon will be looking at as they play Triad on the road in Week 3, the first road contest of the year. Greenville's up 14-0 early. That's a shocker with their offense every year.
Scoreboard update presented by Bird Watson Drug in Mount Vernon. Of course, 34th and Broadway. You're good.
21-0 now. Greenville scored again.
No, you don't say. Was that a South Central Conference matchup against Litchfield tonight? No. It's a big enough conference. We'll see. 9:21 to go here. It's going to be a pitch to the outside. DeMontez Miller-Gray breaks along the sideline. Near side, 40-35. Tiptoes out of bounds at about the... See where they spot. They're going to see actually touched out of bounds on the sideline at about the 42-yard line, but a nice gain for DMG, and with 9:15 to go in the first, gets the Rams a good field position.
Well, one of those deals is sometimes you don't have people show up. Frankfurt at AJ delayed right now. They're trying to get parent volunteers to come down and run the chain gang.
Ruh-roh.
That's a problem.
That's not good.
What's Frankfurt trying to break a 14-game losing streak, the longest of the 3 conferences here in Southern Illinois?
Taking the fullback. Reeves, the quarterback, under center. Split to the left. Tyus on the right. It'll be Derek Waith. Jenkins going to come to the near hash. Reeves under center. The quarterback with 9:15 to play. It's 1st and 10 for the Rams. It's going to be an inside handoff to the fullback, Henkin. They sniff it out. That's going to be a loss of possibly up to 4 if they spot it at the 38-yard line.
Sometimes players give away things. Henkin that time lined up differently, looked at the sideline, looked back, looked differently, and I could see a middle linebacker for Taylorville kind of go, that's interesting, and he went right for him, didn't even go anywhere in his route where he needed to stay, and he got the play by reading what Henkin was doing.
Try to give it away again. We'll see what adjustments are made by the Rams. It's Miller-Gray, Henkin, and, of course, Jylen Rush. Going to be pitched coming to the near side. Miller-Gray gets back to the 40 at the 45. Took a tumble to the 46-47. So a gain of 6 will cut it to 3rd and 6 with 8:30 left to go here in the first quarter. Rams football is presented by Community First Bank. Your community, your choice, your bank. 5 locations as well as, I should say, friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs. Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. It'll be spotted on the 46 near hash as the Rams go right to left. And they are able to get the Tornadoes off sides, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
That'll make it 3rd and short. Second penalty there, and nice job by Mount Vernon. I think the keying on Mount Vernon here is is DeMontez Miller-Gray going to get 25-30 carries over a 9-week span? Can he take that? So depending on how Mount Vernon wants to run here this year, that's going to be a key to see how he holds up if he gets that many carries per average of what he's going at right now.
Ball will be on the Tornado 49, near hash. Right to left go to the Rams. Obviously the first man to get there, as always, the center, Max Visser. As to the right, it'll be Waith. To the left, it'll be Tyus in the slot left side of Ram, as well as Hinkin off of the line. Miller-Gray, the lone back in the backfield. Pitch coming to the near side. Gets past midfield. Breaks to the sideline. 45 down to about the 42. It'll be a gain of 8 for the hyphen. Run DMG as they call them, with 8:07 to go in the opening quarter. Still 6-0 Taylorville.
Another first down for the Rams. This drive started on their 20. A couple of first downs. And they're down to the Taylorville 42. Typical Ram fashion, eating the clock, gaining yards, and moving the chains, and not putting the ball in the air.
Video streaming is powered by Rend Lake College, where you can save thousands on your collegiate education. See how and apply online at rlc.edu. Rend Lake College, your journey starts here. To the line, Visser, the center. We're ready to go for this Ram offense. 1st and 10 from the Tornado 42. Ball spotted on the near hash. 3 on the right, 1 on the left, looking for a quick connect pass. It'll be Tyus, grabs it at about the 40. Down to the 35, fighting for yardage at about the 33. Gain of about 9. Either way, it's 2nd and short for Mount Vernon with 7:38 left to go.
First pass play of the year, just a little 8 route in the pad and the slot and the pad and out, I should say. In the flat, that worked out to be a nice gainer, about 9 yards. They're going to bring the chains out, according to the marker on the far side. Not close, but they're going to bring the chains out to check to make sure.
For good measure, no pun intended.
Well, I mean, if they get a first down here, the home chains are out on this particular drive. Just saying, nice crowd and below us on a warm 3-day weekend for just about everybody.
Well, for most. Unless you're staffing the wonderful DuQuoin State Fair. Continues on this weekend. DC, I know you get some time down there.
I get some time down there.
7:38 to go in the first. 6-0. Tornadoes on top. It'll be 2nd and 1 from the near hash. Ball spotted at about the 32-yard line. A nice run from Miller-Gray has helped set this up, as well as a good catch from Tyus through the air from Dylan Reeves on a short pass. And the Rams offense showing no signs of wear from the turnover on their first possession, although the signs of wear do show on the scoreboard.
Well, there's about a hair width between the football and the first down marker here from Mount Vernon. Quarterback keeper, nope.
Rush in motion on a sweep. He's going to find some running room as he breaks past the 30, looking to go to the outside toward the far corner. 15, 10, 5, rush. Gets past the pylon. Was he in? No. Stepped in bounds at about the 5. It'll be a run of around 27 yards for Jylen Rush. He fumbled earlier, but makes up for it there as a 5'9 junior comes up with a 27-yard
Holding on
run.
to the football a little bit differently on that particular carry. Had the loaf of bread carry on the first time he fumbled. That time had the carry. He had a present, and he's running out with it after an early day of shopping on the day after Thanksgiving, and ran nicely down to the 5-yard line. Do you like that?
I love it all.
Loaf of bread carry works out of the supermarket, not out here.
I know I've practiced it a time or two in the old supermarket. 7:21 to play in the opening quarter. Ball on the Taylorville 5. It's 1st and goal. This is going to be Drew Hester. He's going to power his way into the end zone, and it's a 5-yard scamper for Hester, who sees his first action since week 6 of last year, and he gets a touchdown for his effort. We're tied at 6. It'll be Dalton McGowan, I would assume, for the PAT attempt. I do see numero uno out there. Well, see if the Rams can get the lead.
It's a much better comeback.
I think if you're the Rams, it's definitely a comeback you're happy with.
8 plays, 80 yards on that drive.
Your starting lineups tonight were presented by Ford Square. The Ford Summer Spectacular Sales event is still going strong at Ford Square of Mount Vernon. Fine 0%. Financing for up to 72 months on select vehicles and many cashback incentives. Hurry to Ford Square and make the deal of a lifetime. It was end over end through the uprights. And it's a successful PAT for Dalton McGowan, the senior. He's also a 5'9". And the Mount Vernon Rams take a 7-6 lead. 7:16 left to play in the opening quarter. With Danny Czerwinski, I'm Chris Hugo. Holly Carroll back at the Mount Vernon studio. Jeff Crow taking care of the camera angles for you at WMIXsports.com. So glad to have you with us tonight as the Mount Vernon Rams looking for their first Week 1 win in quite some time. I know since I've been doing it in 2007, it may have been 06 the last time the Rams won Week 1. If not, it was 05.
06. I had that stat and mentioned it in the pregame. It was 2006, 28-20 over Belleville East. Remember when that score came in, that was a surprise with the big boys from East.
I know where I was. I probably handed you that score from listening to the radio.
Yep,
that's where I got my start. God bless Dana Communications. Helped me out. Helping us out. We are where we are now. We're glad to be here with you. WMIX Mount Vernon is a free service from Withers Broadcasting. As we wait the kickoff, back to return, of course, the Tornadoes have 2 deep men, far hash, near hash, both right about the goal line. You can follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. I have a feeling this was an inside joke that even I wasn't inside.
No, it's not. It's just like me with a compass. You point it down, just circled that all the way around.
I did. This is going to be a weird onside kick. Takes a funny bounce. Picked up by Gage Burrows, and he'll hang on to it past the 40, down to about the 36. Nobody came up to get the onside kick attempt.
Taylorville lost track of where they were, standing on the 50. And that ball dropped, and I'm telling you what, if it's not a Pro V1 or a Pro V1X out there, I'll be shocked. That ball hit and came back towards Mount Vernon off the grass, and the grass in the middle of the field is bare. That is plush grass in that particular area, and that ball came right back to Mount Vernon and ran forward down to the Taylorville 36. Wow. Talk about break. That was a huge one there, and Mount Vernon gets it back. Not by something they were doing, just by chance of the turf.
And now 7:13 remains. The Rams get a big turnover. Ball is on the 36-yard line. Taylorville territory near hash. It's going to be Miller-Gray trying to sweep to the near side. Sniffed out at about the 40. A loss of 4. It'll bring up 2nd and 14.
Yeah, short side stretch. That rarely works at this level. When you run that, you're setting something up later, and you're trying to catch somebody off guard defensively. And that time, nobody got caught off guard but Mount Vernon.
7-6 ball game. Rams on top. A 5-yard Drew Hester touchdown run and about a 10-yard touchdown reception for Daniel Owens. Those are the scores in this game. That was Mount Vernon and Taylorville respectively. 6:40 to play here in the first. Rams with a 2nd and 13. Ball on the Taylorville 41. Reeves, the quarterback under center, 2 on the left. In motion, Jylen Rush. He's going to sweep, trying to go right. Looking to break to the far hash at the 40. Finds a seam again to the 35. Past the 30 to the 25. It's a gain of at least 16, and that means a Ram first down for Rush.
Yeah, that time, I'll tell you what, Taylorville rolled over that time pretty nicely. Rush has 2 carries for 40 yards to that right side, and that time able to get the ball down to the 25. And, boy, Taylorville's coach is very upset with the lack of effort from the purple and white out there on that particular play.
Well, and, of course, you might remember many schools having what they call thunder and lightning, but in this case looks to be lightning and lightning.
Well,
and the running back core of the Mount Vernon Rams here in 2014.
Well, between Rush and Miller-Gray, there's going to be a lot of teams get kind of ouchy and itchy watching them.
No doubt about that. Tailback this time is going to be on a pitch to DeMontez Miller-Gray. He's at the 25, looking to get to the 20, almost horse-collared there. We'll see if they caught it initially, but yep. Let's see. It's the 20. It's a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 5. I thought I saw a flag come out. We'll see what they say. Of course, with 5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts, Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to personal banking. Remember, FDIC, this will be a holding call.
Laundry on the field. Who will it be on? Oh, see, I have one person that listens on texting. You want to guess who that is?
I'm feeling quite a few, more than what we realized.
Doctor.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. No, Doctor, he pays attention and follows directions.
Going to come back on the Mount Vernon hold. And so the Rams lose a little bit of yardage there. 1st and 17, 5:51 left to go here in the opening quarter. 7-6, Rams on top. It looks like Rams got bumped back up, well, obviously 10, so it would have been a decent bit of a gain for the Rams. However, it came back, and here we are. The rest history with 5:51 left to play. Down 1 are the Tornadoes looking to come up with a stop. It'll be... looks like Rush trying to find some running room. Able to break through a bit of a gap to about the 30-yard line, maybe to about the 29, gain of 3, make it 2nd and 14.
Still 5:41 left to go with all the running plays here in the first quarter. It's kind of a long-running first quarter here. Man, a lot of teams getting off to a struggle start as far as the Big 3 conferences in Southern Illinois. Carlisle up on Nashville early after 1 quarter.
Really?
Marion is down trailing again. It's not a very good start.
Another Bird Watson Drugs scoreboard update. 5:08 to play in the first, 7-6 ball game. Rams with it on the far hash under center Reeves. He's looking to roll to the near side. Going to shake a tackler. He's going to have to run for his life now, but he's going to be tripped up, sacked just inside the pocket at about the 35-yard line.
Yep.
Good trip up there by the Tornadoes.
Well, right there, that play was not going anywhere and had a breakdown up front blocking, and Reeves went from play to scrambling for life and lost 5 yards on the sack.
Clock will roll. 4:42 to play in the first. 7-6 Tornadoes on top. It'll be 3rd and 19 for the orange and black. Rams are going right to left here in the first quarter. Tony Wilt, State Farm player of the game, will be coming up. Nice. 4:24 to play. Under center, Dylan Reeves, the quarterback. Ball between the hashes at about the 34. He's looking back to pass. Fade route. Looks like it's underthrown. Tyus trying to come away with it, but that was a great tip away. Off balance as it was by the kicker, Brandon Moody. As a defensive back, he comes up with a big tip, and that'll bring up 4th and long for the Rams.
Didn't lead him far enough. Had he got him out there far enough, it might have been a catch, but he just kind of short-armed it a bit, and that was the problem.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. 4th and 19 for the Rams. They are at the 34-yard line as that was an incomplete pass. With 4:14 to go as the clock stopped. Reeves, the quarterback under center as the Rams go for it. He's going to try to fade it again. This one's a deeper pass, and it is going to be tipped away. And that's a dangerous tip there by the secondary. Tipped it right back towards Xavier Tice, but it'll be a turnover on downs for the Rams as the pass fell and completed about the 5.
Mount Vernon cannot take advantage of the back-to-back possessions. Taylorville will start at their own 34. That pass long, a good thing it was, as you mentioned. They rolled over a safety from the back and snuck him in backside and almost turned into an interception. But over on downs are the Mount Vernon Rams.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Tornado 34 as they start back in their own territory with 4:08 left to play here in the opening quarter. 7-6 Mount Vernon on top. 3 on the left, 1 on the right. Quarterback keeper this time for the Tornadoes. There's a flag on the play as stretching out to about the 40 is Tanner Champley.
Yep, holding. So that's going to mark off 10 there. So what was a 4-yard game now turns into a holding penalty from the line of scrimmage of 7 yards. High school football's not from the line of scrimmage. It is from where the penalty was taken. Altoff scoreless with Collinsville. Cahokia trailing O'Fallon 7-0.
So it'll be 1st and 16 for the Rams. Ball is going to be on the 28-yard line. Just inside the near hash for the Tornadoes going left to right. Champley again going to hang on to it himself this time. They're chasing from behind. Breaks the tackle, gets to the 40. He's at midfield, off to the races, 45-40. 35. Faked at the 30, and now down at the 20-25. Brought down by, looked like Derek Waite, and that is going to be a big run for the 28 all the way down possibly to about the 10.
62 yards by my book. Wow. I mean, he's got a different gear that you don't see a lot here in Southern Illinois. And he took off down that sideline, and he was giving Derek Waite all he could handle. And Derek Waite could be a lot of people here in this building tonight running a sprint. And, boy, Mount Vernon right now is struggling.
Struggling indeed defensively. We'll see if they can come up with a stop here. Split to the left, split to the right for the Tornadoes. Out of the single back shotgun set, more of a pistol as it's going to be a quick carry. For number 32, Bouchon, he can't get much out of it. He's pushed back by the wall of Ram defenders, and with 3:39 to go in the first, it's going to be 2nd and maybe a little loss.
Well, that's right there. Mount Vernon's defense right now is kind of stymied because Champley as a quarterback is kind of that dual threat that everybody has now at the next level, and he's doing something well right now.
Champley is out of the shotgun, split left and right. Lone back in the backfield looking for a bullet of a pass. In the slot, it is going to be complete. And that is a quick touchdown. It's a 13-yard touchdown pass, and the Tornadoes make it 13-7.
Champley the Buckles on the 12-yard pass, and boy, just like that, boy, this Taylorville team, as I mentioned, Mount Vernon couldn't come back and lay back in this business ball game. You've got to be very careful with this Taylorville team with who they've played, and right now, Taylorville strikes back quickly. 3 plays, 66 yards in the span of about 1:05.
Makes it 12-7 as we wait the point after attempt. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski Holly Carroll back at the Mount Vernon studios for WMIX Mount Vernon. Jeff Crow taking care of the video tonight at WMIXsports.com. 3:13 left to go in the first as Taylorville looks to make it a 6-point advantage if they can get the point after, and we're going to have a timeout. This timeout is presented by Eric Black and his fine staff at the Medicine Shop and TMS Mobility and Rehab, proud sponsors of the Mount Vernon Rams, located at 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Got some people listening in on the way back from the visit to the DuQuoin State Fair, trying to get back, listening to us on their way back from the fair.
Nice.
Let's appreciate listening to them, or them listening to us, I guess it would be.
So listening to AM 940 the other night at the fair.
And you can get it down in that neck of the woods.
A little transistor radio at about 8 o'clock after the sun went down and on nighttime power even. Of course, with the daytime, there's no doubt. Oh,
well,
man.
This is interesting how this is portraying. I mean, Taylorville, I think if you're them, you got to go for 2 here. 13-7's not going to do you much. You got to go for 2, maybe give Buckles an option situation and let him run a little bit, and Champley as well. It's interesting.
3:13 left to play. Opening quarter, 5-point game. It's 12-7. Taylorville on top. Point after is pending after the 13-yard touchdown completion to Mr. Buckles.
Well, kind of a quiet crowd. I don't think the faithful in orange and black expected this start. Oh, shovel reverse right side.
It is, and it's going to be easy play for 2. What a run by Michael Buckles. He had the touchdown catch. He gets the 2, and he's the fantasy stud so far tonight for the Tornadoes with 3:10 to play in the first.
Well, this Taylorville team, very aggressive defensively, but their offense tonight really come out of the shell. And, boy, they started out double tight the first couple of plays, went to the spread after that, getting Mount Vernon's defense out of line, and from there on, it's been all Taylorville and 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and there's still 3:10 left.
First quarter action from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. We're in the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Tyler's. Browse Tyler's new Toyota inventory at tylertoyota.net. See how much you can save with the Tyler Toyota e-discount. Totally. Tyler's. 3:10 left to go. First quarter action. We wait the Rams' chances here for a 4th possession tonight. Scored on possession number 2. Maybe even numbered possessions will be kind.
Fairfield trying to win another game in the first week of the season, up 14-0 after 1 over CZR. And Marion and Champaign Central are tied at 7 after 1.
So it's Michael Johnson and DeMontez Miller-Gray back to return. They're at the hashes at about the 3. As we await Moody's. Kickoff attempt here with 3:10 left to go.
Carterville's defense holding on 15-0 second over Benton at the turf in Carterville.
The end over and kick is off the hand of Johnson into the end zone, and he is going to try to return it and not try for the touchback. He might have had a great play here. There's a flag on the play as it gets to the 10, now to the 20, and pushed out of bounds about the 21 as Michael Johnson brought it out of the end zone about 5 yards in, but there's a flag laying at the 15.
I'm curious how that official could throw that flag at the 15 when nobody was there, when the flag should have been down at the 5 where the actual play was, is beyond me. Either that's a lazy official or he's got a bad arm, because there was nobody there. So Jared Shaner is not happy. I don't blame him there, because that's not where the flag was and that's not where the play was, and it wasn't much of a block in the back anyway. So if you want to get that out, I'll get off my soapbox now.
There we go.
Well, I'm sorry. It just wasn't. That's not where it was at. Put that hanky in your pocket.
All right,
that's
then.
terrible. The block in the back, what little one was down at the 5, not the 15. Do not make me have to come out there and do this. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't get on to our official friends, but
there's nothing to be sorry about.
That flag is down there to 15. He tossed it and it went to the 15. Now, if he hasn't been practicing out in the backyard for the night, I don't know what to tell him. But that was not good. Sorry.
Great way to do it.
Oh, I mean, come on. You got to be jacked on the first night to throw that flag, man. You get that out, brand new flag, throw that thing.
Go about 15 feet in the air and then
be confident. You know, we're ready to go. Be confident. Throw that flag. Let it rip.
Go with a hot air balloon like toss.
Something.
Throw it high up and let it come down. 3 minutes to go in the first. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams at their own 7-yard line near hash. It's going to be a pitch to the right. Looks like Rush had it. Down to about maybe the 10, so it'll be a slight gain for the Rams as it brings up second down. 14-7 Tornadoes with 2:48 left to go in the opening quarter here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com.
To our listener, I will settle down. I'm fine. I just don't like to see somebody cutting corners. You can gamble on that one.
There's better ways to round.
No matter which
things
coast
off.
you're on, East Coast or West Coast or New York, LA or Dallas, whatever you want.
2nd and 7 for the Rams. Ball at their own 10 after the 3-yard gain. They're going to go to rush again, trying to get to the right side, well outside the hash as he is to about the 15-ish.
Oh.
Maybe a gain of about 5.
Well, now when you're a running team like Mount Vernon, you don't want to lose sight and touch of Taylorville as this first quarter still with 2 minutes to go. Hope nobody has anywhere to go. You know, we got a shout out on Twitter. I haven't spotted our boy, Mr. Reeves, yet. The oldest of the two brothers.
Maybe here in a little bit. Who knows?
He's here somewhere, he says.
3rd and 3.
This is a big play.
They're trying to get Taylorville to jump off, and there is a flag. We'll see which way it's going to go.
Problem is, I think Mount Vernon jumped. No, Taylorville did. Wow. There you go. There's the call. 4th penalty on Taylorville for 22 yards, which results in the Rams' first down. I get tired of setting that cue card up for him down there, too.
1:39 to play here in the first. 14-7, Taylorville on top. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. Ball will be spotted about the 20-yard line as the Rams are looking to get some things going here as they trail by a touchdown.
Well, this is a big drive. I mean, Mount Vernon can't give it up and let Taylorville have good field position for their next drive. If you don't get any points out of this, you got to at least drive this ball down a little bit and win that field position.
Split to the left, it'll be Tyus. On the right, it'll be Derek Waith. Reeves is under center. It's going to be DeMontez Miller-Gray coming to the near side. Breaks to the outside to 20. He's at the 25-30. Has a few guys left to beat 40. Gets to the midfield along the sideline. Cuts back at about the 50, 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. An 80-yard touchdown run by DeMontez Miller-Gray brings the Rams back within 1. It's 14-13.
Yeah, that was quick. That'll help you, too. Mount Vernon got away with a huge, and I mean huge, two-hand shove to the belt in the back, right about the 25-yard line. Just an absolute block, but they missed it.
Got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Got to do what you got to do.
Just can't get caught.
And a lot of offense here in this first quarter. The over-under of offense. Crazy.
1:03 left to go here in the first quarter. It's 14-13. Rams will attempt to point after. Dalton McGowan is on, and he made his first one of the night. He'll make the second, and we're tied.
I couldn't tell from here. So tied at 14. 4 touchdowns in the first quarter. On a drive that took, he went 93 yards on 3 plays in about 1:47. It's not bad. That's not bad. That's not a bad way to go. Now you're all tied, square again. Taylorville has it. I got a feeling we might be here a while. In my score sheet, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slots for touchdowns, and I've used 4.
Not bad. Of course, that was one good play. Make your own great play when you open a Community First Bank free high-yield checking account that earns cash back. Just ask for one. Community First Bank, member FDIC. 1:03 left to go here in the first quarter. Tied at 14, the Rams and the Tornadoes. You start to get the feeling that maybe whomever has the football last could come away with the victory here tonight.
Well, we love all these people following us on Twitter tonight. People sending us scores from around Southern Illinois, tweeting us in. Boy, we appreciate that. Throwback Thursday was a hit this week on Facebook.
Yes, it was. We have plenty more in the tank.
Lots.
Kickoff will come end over end. It's going to be picked up at about the 23-yard line. Looking for the wedge down the middle between the hashes is the ball carrier.
Strip it.
Gets to
there
about the 30-something as this with the football is Tyler Gist. And the gist of it is he'll be brought down at about the 30 forward progress to maybe about the 32.
Well, they had him stood up, and he was still trying to make progress and needed to see some more black jerseys in there trying to strip that football out and knock it to the ground. Tell you what, you shed some pounds in this old booth tonight, I'm telling you.
No doubt. Could use every bit of it. Tied at 14, 50.7 seconds left here in the first quarter. Mount Vernon Rams and Taylorville Tornadoes all knotted up out of the shotgun. Will be Tanner Champley, the quarterback. 3 to the right, 1 to the left, single back. Out of the shotgun, he's looking to roll. He's at the 20, out of the pocket. He'll come, looking for the deep pass down the left sideline. There's Waith, and let's see, out of bounds is Owens. They want the flag.
No, you cannot give a flag on that.
And so that it was caught out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Nice pass through the air for Champley, but it'll bring up 2nd and 10 with the clock stopping at 42.4 seconds.
Yeah, you don't want to give a flag on that one. That's not something you can throw a flag on in that case.
There's a delay, it looks like, in Cahokia and O'Fallon. Scoreboard outage.
Well,
doesn't happen often.
No.
Not there.
No.
Not at the pristine O'Fallon complex.
No.
2nd and 10 now for the Tornadoes. Champley's going to keep it himself. He'll be brought down from behind, and what a hit from number 99, Brighton Bowers. Wow. There you go. That's one way to do it with 30 seconds left to go in the first. It'll be 3rd down long.
This is a defense optional type of game right now. These two teams are not worried about offense at all, or defense.
Holy cow. 17 seconds to go, 19 on the play clock. Do not have to get a play off here to end the first quarter. We'll see what Taylorville does with 3rd and 12. Tied at 14 out of the shotgun, and I think content with just letting it switch sides and seeing what they can do.
Yep.
And that's how your first quarter is going to end. It's Mount Vernon 14, Taylorville 14. We'll take a break. We'll come back as you set for the second quarter. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Now is a great time to move your account to Community First Bank. With our new One Account offering the highest interest rate in the market, free checking, and CD specials delivered by people you know and trust, why would you not bank with the market leader in Jefferson County? We offer 5 locations with 7 ATMs and have been serving the Jefferson County market since 1906. Stop in and see why our bank is the fastest growing bank in Jefferson County. Community First Bank. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
There's no other Toyota dealership like it in the region. It's totally techno, chic, and totally new.
Tyler Toyota. Like car heaven.
It's totally brand new.
Totally built for you.
Welcome to Tyler Toyota, the best car and truck buying experience in Southern Illinois. Total.
Totally.
We're celebrating the grand opening. Newly renovated and highly celebrated Tyler Toyota. Totally Tyler.
Toyota.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
Welcome back as we head to the second quarter here from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Taylorville with the football. They and the Rams are tied at 14 as we get ready for quarter number 2. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski, WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Get you more Bird Watson Drug scoreboard updates tonight. Enjoy the convenience of the drive-through service at both locations. Visit Bird Watson Drug at 12th and Main, as well as 34th and Broadway in the King City. 2 locations to serve you better. Rams fans are on their feet pounding these metal bleachers. 3rd and 12 for the Tornadoes at their own 30. Back to pass is Champley. He's going to make a run for it. Now breaks. Now has Andrew Heiner chasing him down, and he's pushed out of bounds for a loss. Or maybe a no gain at best. It'll be 4th down and a great play to rush and flush by Andrew Heiner.
Well, that's one of those there that got to see what's going on. Freeburg-Massac delayed because of an injury, according to one of our guests, Parker Windhorst, the AD at Massac County. Carbondale leads Murphy 7-6 at the end of one. That's kind of a shocker, as they say. Some of the local law enforcement tuning us in tonight here in Mount Vernon.
Good.
Appreciate that in the county.
We very much appreciate our LEOs. 4th and 14, back to punt. The Tornadoes back to return. At about the 30, taking a couple of steps back, will be Tyus, and he's going to let it bounce. And a smart move there as it'll be down to about the Ram 33-yard line, where they will have it 1st and 10 with 11:43 to play in the second quarter.
Well, the defense did such a wonderful job that time. You have the corners, secondary, Derek Waith, Xavier Tyus, Michael Johnson, and Gage Burrows. Your linebackers, Andrew Heiner, Drew Hester, and Graham Hinken. And your defensive line, Sam McCurry, Dejure Jackson, Trevor Schupert, Dylan Steele, or DJ Jackson, Trevor Schupert, Brighton Steel and Brighton Bowers.
Of course, the King City Chrysler Labor Day sales event is absolutely the biggest, even on the calendar. Event on the calendar, pardon me. All Ram 1500s, Dodge Grand Caravans, and Chrysler Town & Countries have 0% financing for 75 months, plus bonus cash and no payments for 90 days. Wow. Hurry to King City Chrysler as it's fumbled at the 31 on the carry, and it'll be Taylorville football.
That's the third fumble tonight, third turnover for Mount Vernon, 2 of the fumble variety that have both went to Taylorville, and that drive stops. And now Mount Vernon had good field position. Now Taylorville has great field position here, and to start this second quarter is the turnover bug biting Mount Vernon a little bit here tonight. Need some repellent for that.
They do. Here off makes a great product. 11:39 to go in the second quarter. It'll be Tornado football on the Mount Vernon 32-yard line. Spotted at the near hash as they go right to left here in this second quarter. Interesting. 14-14, all tied up. The Tornadoes out of the Apollo, Rams out of the South 7. Inside handoff coming right up the middle, and what a run it is. It's inside the 25 down to about the 23. As Bo Bouchon, the 5'9", 175-pound senior, comes up with a big run.
Boy, he got 9.
Right up
Might be a first down. I'd almost say bring the chains. Oh, nope, they move it back. That's why they didn't have it.
11-11 here on second down. Looked like it was going to be,
well,
that could have been aiding there.
You can do that.
Can you now?
You just push a little bit from behind, nobody will call it.
Seen it called countless times here.
USC, Notre Dame. Matt Leinert pushing.
Yeah.
They lost yardage on that particular play. Now they're going speed huddle here.
That didn't quite work out. It'll be third down now with 10:45 left to go in the half. Quarterback keeper this time, Champley, dives over the pile. Looked like he might have had enough that time, although, yeah, he did. Should have.
Now Vernon got caught with themselves in a change. And when they got caught trying to change defense, Taylorville jumped up the line immediately and called the quarterback sneak to keep the first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Taylorville. We'll have a Tony Wilt player of the game coming up in our Schmetchville Cadillac post-game show. Tell you more about Tony in just a moment. Out of the shotgun, it's Champley. He's looking for the quick fade route down the right side, and that one is going to be reeled in. Thought it was Owens at first. It is a touchdown regardless. Is that Sidney Wright?
Look like number 23, Sidney Wright, for 23 yards.
21-yard touchdown.
And my goodness, this is an offense that I didn't think could come out of Taylorville. And they have come out storming and have impressed me very much here early on.
20-14 on for the point after to try to make it a full 7-point ball game. 10:26 left to go in the first half. As on to kick is Brandon Moody. Here it comes, and that one looked like it missed badly to the left. It does. It'll be 20-14. Taylorville on top. Here from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Tony Wilt is glad to help your family with all of their insurance needs. Give his office a call. Find him on the web at TonyWilt.com or look for the White State Farm Jeep around town.
Mount Vernon's corners there that time did not do a very good job of defending that football, not trying to find it as they were running with their man, and cost them a touchdown. And Mount Vernon's defense kind of getting picked on here early on in this one. Turnovers, not their friends at this point, as Taylorville has taken advantage and moved it in. And this Taylorville team, favored to win the Apollo Conference Championship this fall, looks like a team that definitely could do that.
Of course, you think about Mattoon having moved in last year and dominating. Mount Zion, the Braves, of course, always a solid favorite. And you look at they, along with these Tornadoes, being the upper tier, and then Effingham being in the middle somewhere, kind of lurking around. Charleston, Salem, unfortunately for them, by comparison to bottom feeders.
Don't know about Centralia Salem, or the Orphans. 5 of the 6 South 7 teams right now are trailing or tied.
Whoa.
Oops.
Hello.
Somebody asked if they brought their mascot over there. I don't think it is a great night for a tornado to show up here. Don't see a mascot. They left him. We did see they have a wooden carving of a tornado out by the football field at Taylorville.
He's missing an arm, though.
Yeah, termites got him.
He got hurt. This is going to be right up the middle, picked up, and a great move to fall upon, and at about the 36-yard line by Gage Burrows, and that's where the Mount Vernon Rams will have it. 1st and 10, 10:24 left to go in the half. It's 20-14 Taylorville.
You really can't And the Mount Vernon defense has not done a lot here early, but they've been given the field position to kind of play with here. They've been kind of back against the wall of short field, and right now, really what the offense needs to do is kind of give the defense a break and have a nice long drive here, and preferably, obviously, give scoring points.
So right now, 10:24 left to go. 1st and 10 for the Rams as they have it from their own 35. Handoff's going to come to the near side. Left to right goes DeMontez Miller-Gray. He got to about the 40 with forward progress. Might only spot him about 4.5. It'll be 2nd down and roughly 6 with about 10 minutes to go here in the first half. 20-14, Tornadoes on top.
Mount Carmel and Harrisburg scoreless in the first quarter. They also are in an injury delay. Some of our friends to the north and west of here, some to the west as well, have been delayed by some rain and stuff coming in. We are hopeful that due to the location of Mount Vernon that this game can get in without any issues.
We would take it.
Yes.
2nd and 6 from the 40. Heiner is a running back in motion. It's going to be a carry for Graham Hinkin as he gets past the line of scrimmage between the hashes to about the 43. It would make it 3rd and 3 if it stands with 9:30 left to play here in the second quarter.
Mount Vernon right now needs a first down or two at the very least. Give that defense a break as far as it goes. Murphy leads Carbondale 14-7 in the second. That's kind of how everybody thought that game would go. El Dorado over SVW 20-6 at the end of 1. Had some offense early. Ross Owens with an 80-yard touchdown catch.
Nice.
That was the only scoring for the Devils so far.
3rd and 3. It's going to be Drew Hester trying to level a man here at the near sideline, but it's not going to be far enough as he dives and lunges ahead. But it's going to be just short of a first down. It might be about 4th and 2 here as the ball looks to be spotted on the 44-yard line.
There was a leveling, but the problem was he didn't get to the yard marker. A.J. Frankfurt replicating their offensive output last year, 14-6 A.J. early in the first.
Reeves, the quarterback under center, split left, split right. It's going to be Hester again, and this time he's stripped of the football. He'll have to fall on it. And it'll be a turnover either way. Turnover on downs as the Rams recover, and it'll be 1st and 10 Tornadoes at about the 40.
Well, that's the 4th turnover by fumble or downs for Mount Vernon. And right now, the Mount Vernon offense not on all cylinders and giving Taylorville the short field again at the Mount Vernon 40. And you look at Taylorville's drives, Mount Vernon 48, own 34, own 35, Mount Vernon 33, Mount Vernon 40. Quality field position tonight for the Tornadoes. Kind of nice to hear the term Tornadoes down in Southern Illinois again.
In football, you betcha. Of course, CR won the state title in 1982. It's just going to be a handoff. Right up the gut, diving to about the 30 for Bo Bouchon. It'll be just shy of first down yardage, or the chain's going to move.
That might make the all-name team.
I think so.
I think it almost has to. Gets 7 yards, and the big guys up front doing the damage for the Tornadoes.
Just like that, back to another play. Champley going to keep it himself to the outside on the near side to about the 30. Should be close to a first down. Always bank on your hometown team. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of Rams Athletics. Also home of the One account featuring free checking and high-yield interest. Member FDIC.
7:48 to go. Mount Vernon trails 20-14. Taylorville gets the opening kick of the third quarter. Again, you hate to say it, this defense needs to do something here, even though they're pinned against the wall again.
Now the Tornadoes quickly up the near hash as Champley keeps it himself.
And I really like what Taylorville's doing right now. Champley's the guy right now that Mount Vernon's struggling with because they're so concerned with him. They're making sure he gets the football in his hands just about. Obviously, he's a quarterback, but every play to be able to run with it as well. Direct handoff snap to him.
Single back shotgun set with 3 to the right. It's fumbled football. The Rams looking to get in there. Maybe Champley recovered to his right, just outside of the reach of Bouchon. And this will make it third down with 7:12 to play in the first half. It's still 20-14. Taylorville on top of your Mount Vernon Rams.
And it's really not weather-related tonight. I mean, it's a hot night, but it's not sweaty or anything. I mean, you're sweating, but I don't think it's anything that's affecting what's going on there.
6:50 to play here in the first half. Second quarter, actually. My apologies.
Timeout Taylorville. That's their second of the night. They'll have one left.
This timeout sponsored by Eric Black and his fine staff at the Medicine Shop, as well as TMS Mobility and Rehab. Proud sponsors of the Mount Vernon Rams and located at 2339 Broadway here in Mount Vernon. 6:48 to play in the first half, 20-14. The Rams trail by 6 here. Taylorville moving the football. They'll have a 3rd and 8 from the 27.
Well, that's some scores. Anybody out there in their vehicles, flash their lights. We always do that. I don't see anybody out there flashing yet. They're probably out there in the air condition if they are. Altoff Collinsville scoreless at the end of one. O'Fallon leads Koki at 10-0 in the second. Murphy over Carbondale 14-7 in the second. Marion down 14-7 in the second, so all of your South 7 teams are losing or tied. Chester over Hamco 15-zip after one. Fairfield over CZR 14-zip after one. El Dorado over SVWW 20-6 after one. And at the half, JC leads VG 7-0. Other scores. Frankfort trails AJ 14-6 early on. Benton trails Carterville 15-0 second. Highland over DuQuoin at half 28-zip. Carlisle led Nashville early 6-0. Sparta over DuPo early 7-zip.
Taylorville with the football, 3rd and 8 of the timeout. Champley looking to pass. Nice bullet. Looked like that one just might have skimmed the ground. It's incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 8. It's falling near it at about the 18-yard line.
Champley is slow getting up because Mount Vernon ran a linebacker blitz that time. Little stunt on the inside. Left side of the defense from Mount Vernon, right side offense Taylorville. Nobody closed up the B gap, and a linebacker from Mount Vernon steamrolled through there and knocked him to the ground.
So it'll be 4th and 8 for Taylorville. 6:40 to go in the first half. 20-14 on top are the Tornadoes. Champley out of the shotgun, 2 on each side. He's back to pass. He is pressured. It'll be to Bouchon, and they will have to trip him up. He's going to get first down yardage up the middle, down to about the 20. 15 still on his feet. 10-5. Drags the defender into the end zone, and it's a 27-yard completion on a play that should not have gone nearly that far.
27-yard pass for a touchdown. So many missed tackles from Champley to Bouchon, and that play was stopped dead. The rights just past the first down marker, and unfortunately for Mount Vernon, very poor tackling there, and Taylorville has scored again their 4th touchdown of this contest, and they'll go up by 2 touchdowns here, and they'll probably go for 2.
6:29 to play in the first half. 26-14, Tornadoes on top as we wait the point after attempt. You're watching online at WMIXsports.com. Courtesy of Rim Lake College, they offer over 100 degree and certificate programs for thousands less. See which is right for you with full descriptions at rlc.edu and apply online while you're there.
Well, this is not the night for Mount Vernon right now. And the defense, timeout, I think Mount Vernon, each team with 1 left. This is not what Mount Vernon had thought, even though their Mount Vernon fans are very quiet. This is a game you and I talked about that Mount Vernon had to be very, very careful with. As Mount Vernon right now needs to regroup defensively here in this one.
Well, we will see what happens down there on the field. From the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Tyler's. Visit the new improved Tyler's locations just west of Interstate 57 and 64 in Mount Vernon. Tyler's Toyota and Tyler's Buick GMC, totally new. Totally Tyler's. The WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by said dealership. That's how we got here tonight in the RAV.
Greenville has scored 61 points in 16 minutes.
Hello. Is that from our good friend Bob Hahn I saw?
Oh, yes, Mr. Hahn. Not teaching today.
6:29 to go here, and let's see what happens. Looking to roll to the right side. It's going to be a fade attempt.
Two-point conversion is
and it is no good on the incomplete pass, far side of the end zone. So with 6:29 to go, the Rams will get another chance before half, down 12. Second quarter action live from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. So glad to have you with us. Community First Bank of the Heartland, where if you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home, and Dixon at Woodlawn in Mount Vernon. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Remember FDIC.
Well, Nobody's going to give you anything from last year. Taylorville's like, glad you made the playoffs. We did too. And they have come in here on a storm.
Pun intended or no pun intended?
No, either one.
All right.
I'm just going to throw it out there. I mean, everybody's wanting to reference us about storms from us because they know we do things like that. So thought I'd just add to the fun. Heron leads Waterloo in the second 21-zip, and Freeburg leads Massac 21-0 at the end of 1. Sparta with Coach Robbie Kirk leads Dupo at the half 7-0, looking for his first win as a varsity coach.
Miller-Gray and Johnson back to return at about the goal line at the hashes. Wait to see what Brandon Moody does here on the kickoff. 6:29 left to go in the second quarter. It's 26-14. Rams trailing by a pair of touchdowns. As this is going to be a bit of a pooch, and the Rams are going to fumble it around out there as it's past the 40 down to about the 35. Taylorville's claiming that they have it. We will see here as they peel them off of the pile. Certainly hope that's not the case if you're a Rams fan, especially with 6:26 to go in this half. Taylorville will start the second half with the football. You don't want to end it with them having the football. I guess you would, as long as they don't score.
From their own 35-yard line.
Oops.
That'll happen.
It locked. Not on Twitter, folks. Just the iPhone locked up on me. Can
My
you go
iPad's
figure
doing
that?
weird things.
You know,
My prompter's
cell
gone.
phones are doing weird things too right now. Signals are changing.
That they are. Rams have it 1st and 10 from their own 35. Ball between the hashes, close to the near side. Reeves, the quarterback, under center. Miller-Gray in motion. It's going to be a reverse. Come back to the near side to Rush. He's at the 40, getting to the 45. Leaps to about, loses the football out of bounds.
Yeah, but
At about midfield, there is a flag at about the 46. Looks like the spot as of now will be at about the 48.
what do we have? Block in the back.
Boo.
Boo! The fans that paid to get in tonight say. That'll take it right back to the line of scrimmage, if not -5, depending on that. Mount Vernon coaching staff not particularly tickled pink with that call, or yellow in this case.
Sure, they have pink customizable apparel at Winning Edge to equip your employee team in style. Check out Winning Edge for your team's uniforms, in addition to fan apparel. Find Winning Edge downtown in Mount Vernon at 212 South 9th Street and on the web.
How about that?
At winningedgeusa.com.
Mount Vernon got called for a penalty, and because of the yardage, gained a yard. So it's 1st and 9.
Well, there you go.
How about that?
Sometimes it works out when it doesn't work out.
Yep.
1st and 9 for the Rams. Ball on the 36-yard line. Near hash. Dylan Reeves, the quarterback, is under center. Miller-Gray, Hinkin, and Rush are back. This is going to be the Rush. Sweep to the outside here on the near sideline. 45 back to midfield. Pushed out of bounds. That'll be a first down for Jalen Rush. A gain of 14 on the ground with 6:10 to play in the second quarter, down 12.
Well, one thing was a huge block to seal the right side. On the right side line, DeMontez Miller-Gray gets a lot of ink for running the football. Boy, what a block he made that time on the side to seal that off so Rush could go around the corner.
First half action from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium here in Mount Vernon. The Rams will have Charleston at home next week. Here at J.D. Shields.
Triads up 19-zip on Mattoon in the second. They look like they're improved again.
Under center, Reeves. Man in motion. It's going to be a hand-side handoff to Graham Hinkin, and this will be a no gain at midfield. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rams. The clock will drop below the 6-minute mark to about 5:50 and change.
Right now, Taylorville started out at 5-2, and they've rolled up not only an extra safety, but they've pulled in another linebacker. And the Orphans do lead Salem at the end of 1, 14-zip. Trying to break a 5-game losing streak are the Orphans. But what they're doing is rolling an extra safety up now and putting 8 guys in the box. Now 9. They're flat going to outnumber Mount Vernon up front and try to make Mount Vernon throw the ball. Is what they're going to try to make them do. 9 guys right now in the box.
Nice. A split to the right, handoff to Rush. He'll put his head down and gain a couple of yards on the ground. Stretching it out to the near sideline. Gets to about the 48, which would be a gain of 2, and make it 3rd and 8. They're going to give him 3, 3rd and 7.
Yeah. Gosh, Highland is good because DuQuoin's much improved coming into this year, and they're down 35-0 to Highland at home. Ugh. Oh, another friend on Twitter for us.
Nice.
Yeah. I've heard him a time or two.
Hope he's not stuck doing that.
Well, kind of looks like it.
Never know with that one.
Yo, you never know with him.
Under center, the quarterback Reeves. Split to the right, Tyus. Backs are winged up on the right side, and it looks like quite possibly we're going to have a timeout. We do. It's presented by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy and TMS Mobility and Rehab. Eric Black and his fine staff proud to sponsor the Mount Vernon Rams, located at 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon, as we've hit the 4:54 mark of the second quarter. Taylorville's 26, Mount Vernon 14 in this non-conference opener of the 2014 season. So there you have it. Or don't have it, as the case may be. We'll have your halftime show coming up, presented by Second Chance Auto. What other buy here, pay here dealer in the area can save you hundreds, even thousands on the total cost of your vehicle? Second Chance Auto can. Stop by their impressive lot and find out more. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Glad to have them aboard again for another campaign of Mount Vernon Rams Sports here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Past the top of the hour, we'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
WMIX Sports is WMIX Mount Vernon. This is Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
Of course, you can always bank on your hometown team, Community First Bank, home of the one account featuring free checking and high-yield interest. Remember, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, always glad to be here with you and doing it the legal way as we hit the top of the hour. Holly Carroll back to the Mount Vernon studio. I'm Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium for a Rams 3rd and 8 from the Taylorville 48 in motion. Miller-Gray, Reeves looking to pass left side in the slot, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Jylen Rush at about the 33-yard line, and that would have been a 15-yard completion, but as of now, it's 4th down.
Ronnie Lott type hit. Safety rolled up and separated Rush from the football. Had it there and then got separated from the football, and that was the end of that drive, but Mount Vernon may go for it here on 4th down.
.451 left to go here in the first. 26-14 the score. Rams have 4th and 8. Reeves on to punt. Back to return at about the 15, as this will be a high snap. Reeves will manage to get the kickoff, and it'll be good for what it is, as Buckles will set to return. This will take a T-Ville bounce. Can't give up on it, as it'll roll past the 10, and that actually took a Ram bounce that ended up down to about the 9. So what could have been a disaster turns into a blessing for the Rams. It'll be deep start for Taylorville here on this possession with 4:40 left.
That's when Reeves kicked that top flight out there. He didn't kick a Pro V1 that time. That was a top flight, hit and just kept rolling. And just kept going. That's a top flight for you.
There you go.
Worst field position for Taylorville in this game to start a drive at their own 10. Yes?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, not only did it get a bit of an extra bounce, it got a little extra loft with a few more degrees.
It's, those type of golf balls, they lie long and straight, long and soft. Come on, you can't have both of those. Come on. Just doesn't work that way.
4:40 left here in the first half. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. Ball on their own 8. They're going right to left here in the second quarter. What's left of it? Up 12. It's 26-14. Going to be a snap. The handoff is actually going to go to the right. So Bouchon gets to about the 10, maybe a gain of about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Taylorville. 4:30 left to go in the second quarter. Still a 26-14 ball game.
Bouchon. I love Bo Bouchon. That name is tremendous.
They did well.
Somebody was thinking of that. Nashville over Carlisle to have 16-14.
Huh.
And a lot closer game, but Coach Dooley is a master at that.
The shotgun, the quarterback, Shamply. Handed off to the right. Not going to get much on that. Maybe just past the line of scrimmage. Hester comes up with a big tackle. It'll be 3rd down with 4:04 left here in the half. Still a 12-point game. Taylorville trying to move the chains, but the Rams defense stepping up early.
Taylorville's gone conservative here on this particular drive, trying to run some clock. May not be in their best interest to do such a thing, because they've been kind of rolling being the aggressive team. They are a team that will roll the dice and be highly aggressive if they need to be in a lot of situations.
The shotgun on 3rd and 7 from the 11. Nice spin by Champlin. He got out of trouble. He's going to put it in the air, if you want to call it that. It was pretty well about a foot parallel off of the ground. It'll bring up 4th and 7 as the pass falls incomplete. 3:33 left to go here in the first half, and it's 4th and 7.
I'm surprised Taylorville did that, because, and now there's a flag at the 5, it looks like. The officials are going to discuss. I'm surprised they ran the football like that and threw the football there, because I thought they would run the football and that way kind of keep the clock going and not afford Mount Vernon a stoppage of play. And now they have a hold that'll be declined on Taylorville, and now with Taylorville at their own 10 on 3rd and long, 3rd and 8, or 4th and 8. Now Taylorville will have to punt. Now the clock stopped. The holding penalty negated my thought, but it's kind of an interesting play call there.
So now with 3:33 left to go in the half, it'll be Taylorville to punt, back to return. It'll be a Ram at about the 46-yard line. Good snap. Let's see the kick, as this is going to be a nice tight spiral off to the far sideline. Telling the Rams to get away from it, as it will take a Taylorville bounce to about midfield, where it'll be picked up and stopped by Michael Buckles. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams, just inside Tornado territory. With 3:22 left to go in the second quarter, still 26-14 Tornadoes.
Big drive. Mount Vernon needs a score here. You don't want to go in a halftime and see Taylorville come out with the football up 2 scores in the second half. And there's plenty of time left with 3:22 to go here in the first half. What has been a long first half, almost just over an hour now. Got to get some things going here. The Mount Vernon needs to score and cut this 2-touchdown deficit to 1.
3:22 left to go in the half. 26-14. Rams have it 1st and 10 near midfield. Between the hashes for the quarterback, Reeves under center. Miller-Gray, is it going to be a reverse to Rush? And it is, and it's not going to be much for Rush, as he falls back to about the 47-yard line. A loss of 3. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Now, right now, you can tell that Taylorville's idea is to outnumber Mount Vernon up front. I don't care how good of a blocker you are. If there's more the guys you're trying to block than what your buddies have to block, you have in friends, you're not going to be able to block everybody. And Taylorville right now is just outnumbering Mount Vernon. And they are daring the Rams to throw the football a little bit by sticking everybody up within probably, you got about 8 guys within 4 or 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Pitch going to go left this time. They're going to try the hyphen. Miller-Gray gets to the outside 50. Midfield 45-40. He's off to the races at the 35. Pushed up. No, stays inbounds. And then gets pushed out at about the 20. Heck of a run by DMG, the hyphen. There is a flag, I thought.
Laundry at the 45 by the Taylorville bench. I'm guessing it may come back.
We shall see as they go over to clean up the laundry, and there's a hold.
Yeah, Mount Vernon's coaching staff right now not happy. The Hankies seem to be coming out a lot on the orange and black.
There's a penalty flag down at the Taylorville 45-yard line.
As this crew has gotten the Hankies out in this one. It's on. Yep. So what was a big 25-yard gain now will turn into a negative 2-yard penalty. Actually, a 5-yard penalty. 3rd of the night on Mount Vernon.
It's a big run by DeMontez Miller-Gray. Spotted along the far hash at about the 45-yard line with 2:36 left to play here. Second quarter action from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. A split left and right. It's going to be a hand side. Nope, it's going to be a pitch coming to the near side. My apologies. Miller-Gray trying to break a few tackles. Leaps forward toward midfield. Gain of about 4. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Well, Mount Vernon, I believe. 1 timeout.
Yes.
2:16 clock running. Offense that's not too very quick in scoring, unless you can break one. Need to kind of pick it up a notch, as they say.
2 minutes left here in the half. 26-14, Rams down. 3rd and 12 here for Dylan Reeves and the Mount Vernon team, as Miller-Gray is going to get the sweep call. Left side now trying to find a seam. Does. He's looking to break for it at the 30. 25, 20, 15. Cuts back at the 10. Going to be pushed around at about the 5, and finally pushed a little longer than he had to be. Out of bounds at around the 5-yard line. A 40-plus yard run for DMG, the hyphen. And it gets the Rams a little bit closer inside the red zone with 1:42 left.
13th carry for the hyphen. You could tell that Miller-Gray's kind of had some tired legs from the heat and humidity and all the carries, and unfortunately it is a case that he did not get that extra boost but did go 45 yards that time.
7 yards on the night.
What a night for the hyphen so far. Well over the 150-yard mark. 1:42 left to go. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Reeves under center. Everybody stacked up on the right. It's going to be a pitch coming to Hester. He's going to have to find some running room, and he gets tripped up. Running a bit tentatively as he is tripped up outside the 5 for a loss. It'll be 2nd and goal.
You know how all big guys want to be guards and all little guys want to be post players? All running backs that are power running backs want to be little guys that can run fast. That's what happened there. He was trying to fancy it out, dance a little bit, and he's the kind of guy that's got to get it and head north on this field or south, not go east and west.
See if the Rams go with here. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. 1:13 to play in the half. Down 12, looking to get at least 6. Get a little bit closer. It'll be Taylorville football to start the second half. Reeves under center. Miller-Gray in motion. It's going to be a sweep call. Miller-Gray is going to cut back to the near side after going far from the right to left, and it's going to be a loss again. 3rd down and goal. 55 seconds left. And right now, you're hoping to get any points out of it.
Yep.
3rd and goal from the 7. Reeves and the Rams going to have to hurry here. Play clock not started yet. The game clock continues to go. 40 seconds left to go here in the half. Let's see what the call is. Reeves looking back toward the sideline. Going to have to get something off. 11 on the play clock, 10. 26 seconds left to go. And now the Rams want a timeout. This timeout's presented by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy. Dr. Eric Black and his fine staff. Proud sponsors of the Rams are located at 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Well, hello. We have WMIX sports staff all over the place here.
He gets paid by being everywhere, I think. If I had his money, you know, here's what it is. Mount Vernon needs a score. Columbia leads East Alton Wood River 46-0 at the half. That's a good sign for Centralia next week. Frankfort up 14-12 on AJ, second quarter. Oh, 14-12 AJ. Now they cut the lead. They're going for 2. Wow. Kind of a shocker surprise special there. Benton down 21-6 at the half. Was stopped on the 1-yard line to end the first half.
Plenty of scores to come. We'll have a big scoreboard update brought to you by Bird Watson Drug coming up in our Second Chance Auto halftime show.
No water breaks tonight. I was surprised by that in this scenario.
I'm, to be honest, was more surprised that there weren't more games backed up a half hour.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining that this one was not.
No.
I was surprised at the new rules and things of that nature. 3rd and goal for the Rams from the Taylorville 7. 23.7 seconds to go in this first half. Reeves, the quarterback under center, split left and right. He's going to roll to the right side. He's going to get to the 10. He's going to have to get to the goal line. Hits the pylon for the... They're going to say he was out at the 1.
The only way it wasn't a touchdown is he hit the pylon, but they say he was out of bounds. Clock stops, another play.
So 4th and inches from near the goal line here for the Rams. 18 seconds left in the half, and it's nothing or something here for the Rams on this 4th down play, and I don't know about that. Either way, I don't care which team it is. I don't know about that. 4th and goal, however, from the 1. Reeves and the Rams. Dillon under center, split to the right way, split to the left tie. It's going to be Hester. He's going to have to pound his way in, and he does for a touchdown. 2 TDs on the night for Drew Hester, and it makes it 26-20 as the Rams are back within a touchdown. Looking to make it a 5-point game with a PAT and 14.5 seconds left.
He must have heard me say, run north, big fella. You don't need to go east and west here. And he took it and turned those pads forward. And once you get those pads going forward and you level it off, it is a touchdown. And Mount Vernon back into this one finally. This is the 7th touchdown of the first half. Offense, it's awesome.
Dalton McGowan on for the point after, and they're going to have a bad snap. Reeves going to have to try to run for it. He will not get it into the end zone. Pushed out of bounds is about that or a fake field goal. I actually had my head down at that point. With 14.5 seconds left, the Tornadoes will get another crack at it for a very brief time. Up 6.
Well, you have to feel a little bit better that you are only down 6, because you could very well be down more than that. In this case, with the field position that Mount Vernon has been giving Taylorville. Now with 14 seconds left, you're from Mount Vernon. You're down 6. You kind of frolic into the halftime locker room down 6, and you got to regroup and try something different. Westland up 26-0 on Mount Olive. They follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports.
That they do.
Murphy up on Carbondale 14-7 at the half. So interesting scores coming in, and now Taylorville will call a timeout, it looks like, to kind of get things going.
Timeout, Taylorville.
Timeout sponsored by Eric Black and his fine staff at the Medicine Shop and TMS Mobility and Rehab, proud sponsors of the Mount Vernon Rams and located at 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. 6-point ball game, touchdown game, 26-20 with 14.5 seconds left to go in the half. We're going to talk over some plans here, I believe, as both teams burn through their timeouts in the first and second quarters.
Well, you can't take them with you.
That's true.
So they're burning them. And Mount Vernon huddling the special teams to 42. They just do not want to give up a long run back. As long as they don't do that, you get out of halftime only down 6. Taylorville will have the ball to start the second half. And what is it, a nice crowd, not only from the orange and black, but a nice contingent of Tornado fans across the way, filling about 75% of the bleachers, and there's a lot of them standing along the ropes. Student body in the north end zone for the Rams, full. That's nice to see. A new addition this year. Regular season games not last year, but this year added after the postseason last year.
Here comes the kick. It's from Reeves, and it'll bounce to about the 25-yard line, picked up by the Tornadoes to about the 39. 14-yard return, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Taylorville. 9.6 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Still 26-20, a 6-point ball game. I think that was picked up by Michael Buckles, if I recall.
Surprise correspondent checking in.
Oh, yeah?
They're always safe.
That you are.
Yeah. Be interesting to see if Taylorville takes a knee or if they march and try for something silly here.
Less than 10 seconds to play, 9.6 to go on the game clock here. In this first half, split to the left side, it'll be Buckles. Split to the right, and a single back set, and running forward, of course. Looked like the quarterback, Champley, as he went up the hash, right up the gut there. Got a few yards, though. Got about 9 on the play, but that'll take us to the end of the first half. After 2 quarters of play, the Taylorville Tornadoes 26, the Mount Vernon Rams 20. We'll come back. We'll have your Second Chance Auto halftime show. This is Rams football, powered by Community First Bank.
The Medicine Shop in Mount Vernon provides personal health care on a level that no big box chain or mail order service can. That's why Consumer Reports ranked independent drugstores like the Medicine Shop #1 in customer service satisfaction. I'm pharmacist and owner Eric Black. Did you know that independent pharmacies like the Medicine Shop receive no kickbacks from drug manufacturers? This means that the advice you get from our staff is based only on what's best for your health. Did you also know that we offer access to your medication when you need it? No long waits or hoping that the mailman shows up with your medicine before you run out. We employ local people and pay local taxes, which means positive economic impact for this community. Finally, we know how busy your life is. That's why we offer free delivery to work or home. Give me a call today and I'll show you how easy it is to switch. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Or give us a call at 242-8776.
Did your bank recently make changes or add fees to your checking account? Free yourself with a free checking account from People's National Bank. You'll receive a Visa check card, online banking, bill pay, mobile banking, and access to over 20,000 ATMs with the added convenience of ManyPass ATM network. Stop by People's National Bank, located at 413 South 34th Street in Mount Vernon today for details on how to get your free checking account. People's National Bank, serving Southern Illinois since 1909. Member FDIC, non-usage and wireless carrier fees may apply.
Learn to live healthy, learn to live well, and learn how you can live free from unexpected medical expense with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance and the Page Agency. Health insurance that covers hospital, medical, and surgical expenses offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount, too. Rising medical costs don't have to be a problem with a major medical expense policy from Pekin Insurance. This is coverage we hope you'll never need, but you just can't be without. Call the Page Agency at 242-7000 about a major medical health insurance plan today.
Brindley College's adult volunteer literacy program is looking for volunteers to help stop adult illiteracy. Give the gift of reading and be a hero forever. Brindley College will provide you with training and materials to help adults develop the basic reading ability needed to excel. You can work one-on-one, tutor a small group, or work with students in an adult education classroom. Experience the joy of helping others and change a life. Call Brindley College's volunteer partnership toll-free at 800-369-5321, extension 1342.
Second Chance Auto in Mount Vernon offers great quality cars at bank rate financing. That's great news. Who else in the area can offer you that? For nearly 35 years, they've been helping people with good and not so good credit get a good vehicle at a good price. Just make your payments on time, and they'll save you thousands of dollars on the total price of your vehicle. Find out if you qualify by calling Jimmy and the crew at Second Chance Auto today at 244-4582. Second Chance Auto. Or stop by Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. You won't be disappointed.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Second Chance Auto halftime show starts now.
Welcome back, WMIX, WMIXsports.com as we get prepared for half number 2 of Mount Vernon Rams football. Here at the break, they trail 26-20 to the Taylorville Tornadoes. Second Chance Auto halftime show continues. Which Buy Here, Pay Here dealership offers the largest selection of quality, dependable vehicles in one location at a great price and family-owned and operated for 35 years. The answer is Second Chance Auto. Stop by their impressive lot at Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. 26-20 here at the break. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski. Jeff Crow takes care of the camera for WMIXsports.com. Holly Carroll pushes the right buttons at WMIX Mount Vernon as we near the bottom of this 8 o'clock hour. So, first half of football 2014 for the Rams, DC. They trail by 6, but all in all, given the turnovers and given the, I don't want to say sloppy ball carrying for both sides, I think you'll take a one-touchdown game at this point.
Well, at this point, with the turnovers as it has been for Mount Vernon, giving their defense not very good position to work with, Mount Vernon finds himself lucky to be down 26-20 at this point. They could be down by a whole lot more, and unfortunately for Mount Vernon, turnovers have really allowed Taylorville to get going. I think offensively, Taylorville probably looked to come in with a game plan of maybe going double tight and just pounding the football on Mount Vernon, and they have changed their plans, and they have went spread, and they have been lethal in the open field in this first half.
There you go. We'll have more thoughts and plenty more Second Chance Auto halftime show coming up here at the break, J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. It's Taylorville 26, Mount Vernon 20, and this is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Hi, I'm Matt Collier, Marketing Director at Schmidt Florida Sales, 9-year veteran of the United States Army, and I understand the integrity behind these words: honor, tradition, loyalty. Schmidt Florida Salem stands behind these very words. Let me, Matt Collier, or one of our fine sales associates, help you with your vehicle needs at Schmidt Florida Salem. Contact us at 618-548-1711, SchmidtFloridaSalem.com, or find us on Facebook.
Friday Night Lights are back. The best in high school football content is right here at WMIX Sports. Don't miss area coaches and our panel of experts as the Saturday Sports Show revisits the region's most important games. We'll also recap the WMIXsports.com scoreboard, plus talk up other local sports. Look for the Saturday Sports Show after the 8 a.m. news on WMIX 940 and WMIXsports.com, powered by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be. Find us on Facebook. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski. Second Chance Auto halftime show. What other Buy Here, Pay Here dealer in the area can save you hundreds, nay thousands, on the total cost of your vehicle? Second Chance Auto can. Stop by their impressive lot and find out more. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. The MV Marching Band doing their best rendition of You Can Call Me Al by Paul Simon. Here at the half, the Rams football team, the Gridiron Rams, trail the Taylorville Tornadoes 26-20. And I will tell you what, after that half, it looks like some interesting stats for the Rams.
It is. It's kind of interesting because Mount Vernon outgained Taylorville, but Taylorville outscored Mount Vernon. First downs, Mount Vernon trailed Taylorville 12-10. The key stat in the first half, Mount Vernon with 4 turnovers. Taylorville had none. Penalties were few but lethal. And there were a lot of penalties in that first half, a lot for like 1 yard, 3 yard, 5 yards because of where the holding took place. Mount Vernon had 3 for 18 yards, Taylorville 4 for 22. The rushing was Mount Vernon, 257 to 125. However, passing, Mount Vernon had 0 yards, Taylorville 72, and Mount Vernon has more yards gained, 257 to 197. But at the end of the first half, Taylorville leads Mount Vernon 26 to 20 in the numbers that are the most important.
There you go. We have another break to take. When we come back, we'll get you caught up on some halftime scores from around the area. Some of them may be at half, some of them may not be, but stay tuned and find out. Here at the end of 2, 26-20, Taylorville on top. We'll come back with more Second Chance Auto halftime show. This is Rams football, powered by Community First Bank.
I have been suffering with carpal tunnel for years, just coping with the symptoms of tingling in my fingers and gradually getting worse to the total numbness of my hands. My fingers were so numb and swollen, I couldn't even bend them. It was waking me up several times at night, and I was exhausted all day.
If this sounds familiar, you may be suffering from a condition called carpal tunnel syndrome. Dr. Ahn at the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois specializes in treatment of the hand and wrist and treats carpal tunnel as well as treatment of the shoulder and elbow. He performs a minimally invasive procedure on patients who fail to respond to non-surgical methods of treatment. Endoscopic carpal tunnel release is a surgical treatment used to minimize pain, reduce scarring, reduce therapy, and allows patients to resume normal activities in a short period of time. Endoscopic surgery is a highly effective treatment and has been used for more than 20 years. For an appointment, please call Dr. Ahn at the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois at 242-3778 or visit us online at orthocenter-si.com.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon.
We have the Chevy Labor Day sale going on right now, and you get 0% APR for up to 72 months, plus no monthly payments for 90 days. We're going to blow them out quick, so now's the time to come in so that you can get the car or the truck, whatever you're looking for, get what you're wanting, because right now we've got an excellent selection, but it's not going to last.
Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Streaming worldwide at WMIXSports.com. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Wind starting to pick up here at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, bringing a nice breeze in here to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios. Welcome you back to the Second Chance Auto halftime show, 26-20. The Taylorville Tornadoes on top here at the half. Plenty more scores to be had from around the area, courtesy of Bird Watson Drug.
Third quarter, Altoff now leads Collinsville 6-0. Second quarter, O'Fallon over Cahokia 10-zip. At the half, Murphy leads Carbondale 14-7. Into 1, Centralia over Salem 14-0. Halftime, Champaign Central leads Marion 20-7. Halftime, Chester over Hamco 22-0. Fairfield over CZR 34-7 at the half. Late second quarter, El Dorado leads SVW by a score of 36-14. They are in injury delay right now at El Dorado. That's why it's taking so long. JC over Vina Goreville at the half, 7-0. Second quarter, AJ over Frankfort 20-12 at the half. Carterville over Benton 21-6. Highland over DuQuoin 35-0 at the half. Nashville leads Carlisle at the half, 16-14. Pinckneyville over Redbud at the half, 34-zip. In the third, Sparta leads DuPo 9-0 at the end of 1. Mount Carmel over Harrisburg 15-0. Heron over Waterloo 21-0. And Freeburg leads Massac 35-0. In the second, Triad over Mattoon 19-0. Newton over Edwards County in the second, 21-zip. At the end of 1, last report, it was Breeze Central over Mascoutah 7-0. Mater Dei trails Effingham at the half, 10-6 as the Hearts start their march to get a Friday night playoff game. And Westglen over Mount Olive at the half, 26-0.
Well, find comfort in one of the many lift chairs offered by Bird Watson Drug. They'll find the perfect fit for your maximum comfort. Stop by Bird Watson Drug at 12th and Main. Scoreboard update. We'll take another break. Actually, no, we don't have to yet. On that scoreboard update, though, you mentioned Mater Dei trailing Effingham and maybe a march to a Friday night playoff game indeed in Coach McDonald's final year.
That'd be nice.
I was talking to the search committee, and I don't know if they were really on the search committee. They just told me they were. I said, you've got to find a replacement that's going to keep those playoff games on Friday night. However, but if there's a Rams playoff game on a Friday night, I'm not going to complain.
No, I mean, we got to have options. We're option-oriented.
I'm a Friday night guy.
Yeah. We're option-oriented. Now, I'm a Friday night guy have something to do as well.
I can also take a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday night.
Matinee.
I prefer the darkness, though, in terms of my high school football, especially those that I am broadcasting. But that's neither here nor there. Just wow, mascot fever on the Twitterverse at WMIX Sports.
Yeah, and the weather has cooled off quite nicely here in the King City.
I like it.
Little breeze. Some of the people have stayed around. Concession stand, and this is maybe a kind of a prove it to us, if you're a fan, what you can do if you're the Rams here in this second half. Not a lot of people expecting Mount Vernon to be trailing at the half, but 4 turnovers and great field position for the opponent will lead to that issue right here in this game.
Well, right here in this game, right here in this halftime show, brought to you by Second Chance Auto. We need to take a quick break first. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of high school sports here on WMIX. You can always bank on your hometown team. Community First Bank, home of the one account, featuring free checking and high yield interest. We'll take a break, come back with more. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
There's no other Toyota dealership like it in the region. It's totally checked out, chic, and totally new.
Tyler Toyota. Like car heaven.
It's totally brand new.
Totally built for you.
Welcome to Tyler Toyota, the best car and truck buying experience in Southern Illinois. Totally. We're celebrating the grand opening. Newly renovated and highly celebrated Tyler Toyota. Totally
Toyota.
Backaches, bad hips, rickety knees? Why not try aquatic therapy? The Red Lake College Aquatic Center has more than a swimming pool. Try a 6-lane, 75-foot lap pool, along with a whirlpool 10 feet in diameter and a 10-foot by 20 hydrotherapy pool. Aquatic therapy is very affordable. In many cases, the tuition is waived entirely. With special access and dressing areas for the elderly and physically challenged, getting in the water is easy. Experts are on hand to assist with various areas of aquatic fitness and rehab. Call 437-5321 extension 1207 or visit rlc.edu.
Find exclusive audio on SoundCloud. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Interestingly enough, WMIXsports.com getting you ready for the second half. Here at the end of 2 quarters, the Mount Vernon Rams trail the Taylorville Tornadoes 26-20. With Danny Czerwinski, I'm Chris Hugo. Holly Carroll back at the Mount Vernon studio. Jeff Crow taking care of the video angles at WMIXsports.com. We saw a little bit of sloppy football. We saw some optional defense, but we saw a whole bundle of offense in that first half, DC.
Well, the offense, courtesy of some field position. Now, this is interesting. Both teams have to stretch at the 50-yard line. I thought you had to stay on opposite sides of the 50. Oh, well. A lot of humanity between the 40s right now. Both teams wanted the 50-yard line. Mount Vernon said, we'll get it before you do. Anyway, turnovers led to great field position for Taylorville, and the Tornadoes definitely took advantage of scoring. Now Taylorville says, fine, we'll move down to the field, and the referees are going to do what I told them to do, which is you stay on your 50, your side of the 50, we'll stay on ours, which is the appropriate thing to do. And now they're calling both coaches to the 50-yard line. Now, this is an interesting huddle as I'm digressing quite a bit here watching the activity on the field. Both coaches were very, very animated, and Stavs as well. And this might be a situation here of, you guys, we understand what you're saying. We've heard your message. You need to calm down a little bit. It's just interesting you see the referees talking to the coaches. And the coaches are talking to each other and everything else. That's an interesting conversation going on at the 50 right now. But as far as the game goes, Mount Vernon can afford no more turnovers and allow Taylorville great field position. And if you're Taylorville, I think you ditch the double tight like they did, and you keep going in this second half with that spread offense, with getting that quarterback out into the open. Champley's a weapon. You need to use him as such.
Oh, what a weapon he has been. Multiple options for the Tornadoes behind that offensive line, and now up 6, up a touchdown here. After 2 quarters of play, you look at the Mount Vernon Rams, their effort's not been without success, but their effort also has not been without fault. And so when you look at all of that and take all of that into consideration, the Rams do have some work to do in quarters 3 and 4 to win this ballgame. At least I would think. Let's keep an eye on what is going on out there on the field. We have one more break to take. We'll come back, get you set for the second half. Second Chance Auto halftime show continues. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
At Banterra, we understand that banking is a relationship. It's a friendly face that knows your name, understands your needs, supports your goals. Banterra offers a complete range of personal and business banking products with competitive rates and loans that range from small projects to multi-million-dollar opportunities. We offer conveniences such as online banking, mobile banking, and direct deposit. For a strong community bank with exceptional customer service, Banterra is a smart choice for your banking needs. Banterra Bank, a proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
America is a nation on wheels. Everyone has at least one automobile. We use them for shopping, work, everything we do. But they can be a threat. Some accidents can't be prevented. Your professional Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, can help protect you from a large financial loss when an accident happens. Call Page Insurance today at 242-7000 about low-cost auto insurance from Pekin Insurance. Ask them about the many money-saving discounts that are available. Depend on your hometown professionals. Pekin Insurance.
Broadcasting live from the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Tyler's. This is Mount Vernon Rams football.
Welcome back, WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Chris Hugo with you, Danny Czerwinski alongside. Second Chance Auto halftime show wraps up, and if you're the Mount Vernon Rams going into the second half, down 26-20, the first thing you think of is the fact that the Rams are going to have to take care of the football in the second half.
Well, they're going to have to take care of the football. Tackling is going to have to improve. I think that's the two big things right now that both teams are going to have to do. And Mount Vernon right now will have to kick off to Taylorville, and this has not been pleasurable as far as Mount Vernon and what they've been having to do.
That'll be Dylan Reeves on to kick out. Looks like it'll be number 28. Michael Buckles back to return at about the 10 with some help on the far side as we wait for the conditioning clock to close out and we start the second half of football. Third quarter action from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, 26-20, Taylorville on top. Rams football, as always, is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. As we await the Reeves kickoff and the start of this second half. And here comes. Tried the onside kick and left it behind him.
Foul ball. So that'll be offsides, move back 5 yards, try again. Saw that a couple times last year. It's hard to believe that, and everybody's saying, how can a kicker do that? You'd be amazed when you're trying to do something different, especially kicking. And interesting stuff.
So, foul ball, try it again.
Foul ball, try one more time.
WMIX Sports Mobile Studios driven by Tyler's. Tyler's may have 2 new locations, but they are still your best connection for your next automobile. Find them just west of Interstates 57 and 64 in Mount Vernon and worldwide at both tylertoyota.net and tylerscars.com. Glad to be in the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios driven by Tyler's. The Rams will host Charleston next week. Also out of the Apollo Conference, while Taylorville will host in their home opener Limestone out of Bartonville. They also have Rantoul. They open up the conference at home with Salem before traveling to Mount Zion and Effingham, hosting Charleston and Mattoon, and then traveling to Illinois Valley Central, Chillicothe, the Grey Ghosts, to close out the regular season. So not going to be the case. It'll be first and 10. Taylorville at the Rams 42.
Taylorville is going to decline, take the ball right where it's at.
Can't blame them.
Another start inside Mount Vernon territory.
Now the shotgun for the quarterback, Tanner Champley. Behind him is Bouchon, and he is going to get the carries. He tries to come near side, straddling that hash to the 35, down to about the 34. Gain of 8 will bring up 2nd and 2. 8 seconds having elapsed off of the third quarter clock.
Well,
Gain of 7 on the play will bring up a 2nd down and 3
well,
for the Tornadoes.
Out of the pistol now. We've seen the shotgun spread. We've seen the pistol now.
It's going to be a handoff Bouchon, and he will get first down yards as he gets to about the 32-yard line. It'll be close, maybe. If you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home in Dixon, Woodlawn, and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
Tornadoes a first down.
First and 10 for Taylorville, and they're away white tops with purple sleeves, purple pants with a dual gold stripe down the left and right legs. High snap, corralled, no problem. It'll be to Bouchon up the middle as he will have it stripped away. The Rams will recover at their own 20 as that one was back tapped. And what a great play it was. I didn't see who it was that tapped it away, but the Rams claimed to have the football. And the official points in the direction. The Rams will go left to right here as they'll have it 1st and 10. Big fumble.
Big fumble and big recovery. Taylorville spits it up now, and for Mount Vernon, opportunity knocks as they force the first turnover of the game against Taylorville. That is nice to see if you're Mount Vernon. Try to make something go your way instead of the other way.
Fumble makes it almost like a touchback. 1st and 10 from their own 20. The Rams will start. Dylan Reeves, the quarterback, under center. 2 backs, Hinken and Miller-Gray on the right side. 1 wing back on the left. It'll be Rush in motion. And it's going to be a sweep by Rush. Sniffed out. It'll lose about 5. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Yeah. Taylorville's going to make Mount Vernon throw it. They're going to say, we're going to bring up enough guys to outnumber you up front. And that's the way it's going to be. We're not going to mess with you. We're going to make you block us.
10:36 left to go. 1 touchdown game. 26-20 the score. Taylorville on top. The Rams have 2nd and 15 from the near hash, deep in their own territory at the 15-yard line. Join us for the Saturday Sports Show tomorrow after the 8 o'clock news until 10 o'clock right here on AM 940, online at WMIXsports.com. A lot of great guests and interesting topics to dissect tomorrow, as this is going to be a sweep right side. Looks like Rush's number 5 dialed up again. He'll gain 2. It'll make it about 3rd and 13 here, as the Rams' running game is more east-west as opposed to north-south.
Well, Mount Vernon's got to get some things going. And like I said, Taylorville's going to make Mount Vernon throw the football. And right now, here's an opportunity for Mount Vernon to do such.
9:50 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Still the same score of 26-20. The Rams will go with the same personnel. No, they won't. Slight change. Split to the left side. And split to the right. Couple of wing backs, Hinken the fullback. And this is going to be a reverse this time that's lost in the backfield. And Taylorville recovers at about the 14-yard line. So the Rams fumble, Taylorville recovers, and they'll have great field position as they take over.
5 turnovers in this game for Mount Vernon. 3 on fumbles, 2 on downs. And the Rams right now are in a pickle. And they right now might not get canned. Everybody's going to get canned if they're not careful. Because now Taylorville takes over. After what you can do worse, we can do worse better on the fumble. And Mount Vernon now, their defense has to step up in a short field situation as Taylorville has it at the Rams' 14-yard line.
Won't be as easy this time to get another turnover. They're going to have to do something. 1st and 10 from the 14 in Mount Vernon territory. Deep are the Tornadoes in the red zone. With 9:22 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Looking to add to this touchdown lead. They'll have 2 to the left. Looks like it's going to be Owens and Buckles. Couple to the right. It looks like maybe a Ram or 2 offside.
Flag was thrown towards Taylorville.
Okay.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything in the scheme of things. It is on Mount Vernon, 5 yards, and the wheels have come off.
Looks to be that way. 9:22 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's a 26-20 ball game. Rams down a touchdown. Now it'll be
Makes it 1st down and 5 from the Mount Vernon 9-yard line.
1st and goal. Well, so we thought something, and we were mistaken.
Nope. He's under cover.
I gotcha. As coming up the left off tackle, this will be a nice carry by the quarterback Champley, and he'll get back to about the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Whew. 5 turnovers. I don't care who you're playing. I don't care if it's Pee Wee or the NFL. You're not winning anything at this point.
2nd and 1. My apologies. Thought it was a 1st down situation a moment ago. It's going to be an easy carry up the gut. Not much the Rams defense could do as Bo Bouchon sliced and diced through the middle, and that'll make it 32-20.
5-yard run. Mr. Bouchon does it again.
And it's not as if this was unsuspected. I mean, we talked about on the Saturday Sports Show in our football preview that if there were going to be blemishes on the Rams' schedule, that an unknown Taylorville team coming out of a tough conference to one that's not quite as tough, playing that brand of football would be a formidable foe for the Mount Vernon Rams here in Week 1.
Oh, more than formidable. And as I said, the rub-off of the CS8 will last for a couple of years because Taylorville is used to playing some big boys, and they're kind of proving it here tonight. That's for certain.
Brandon Moody with the point after, and this one is going to be up, and it sneaks through. It'll be 33-20 now.
The point from Brandon Moody is good.
So a baker's dozen is the margin for the Tornadoes here, as the Mount Vernon Rams find themselves trailing. Rend Lake College powers our video streaming. They are a nationally ranked community college that can save you thousands with smaller class sizes and over 100 degree and certificate programs from which to choose. Your journey starts here. Apply online at rlc.edu.
Well, that's interesting. As far as that goes, on the bottom one there, Murphy leads Carbondale 21-7. DuQuoin trails Highland 49-0.
8:56 left to go in the opening quarter. Third quarter.
Yeah,
my apologies.
Plenty of time left.
Stop looking at the scoreboard.
Mount Vernon's turnovers right now are just obliterating them. And that's been the difference.
Rudy on to kick. Up 13 now after what seemed like a rather easy possession. Of course, it was going to be, getting the football so deep in Ram territory. More points off of turnovers now for Taylorville, and I think that's pretty well the name of their game thus far.
Yeah. South 7 right now, if it wasn't for Centralia, they would be in some hurt. All 5 teams losing.
It's not a deep kick, but it'll be picked up at about the 32 and right between the hashes. Up the middle and hoping to hang on to it as it gets past the 40 by Jesse Green, the junior.
Well, you're only down 2 scores. You can get very well back in this ball game. And this is where you find out, if you're Coach Shaner and staff, who you can depend on and count on if it gets into the trenches down and deep and things aren't going well for you and everything's uphill. This is where you find out who you can count on, as they say, if you know what I mean.
I think I know what you mean.
Times are tough. You find out who is everybody with you.
Especially with 1st and 10 from their own 41. Visser the center, split right, split left for the Rams. Hinken, Rush, and Miller-Gray are your backs. Going to be a pitch going to left side. Miller-Gray is going to try to get to the outside sideline on the far side. Past midfield to the 45. Runs into a wall of Tornadoes, and they blow him back out of bounds.
Yeah, have to be, wouldn't it? Spin him out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Pinckneyville up 41-0 after 3 quarters.
So the Rams get a first down here in the second half. 1st and 10 now, as it will be spotted on the Taylorville far hash on the 46-yard line, with 8:34 left to go here in this third quarter. All kinds of insect wildlife up here tonight.
Yes.
Chasing the light.
And there's a player down somewhere. Kerry Hammond's going over somewhere.
We have an injured Mount Vernon Rams.
There's a Ram down on the Taylorville sideline over there by the 50-yard line. The Taylorville trainer is looking, and this is what we expected tonight. Some cramping going on. Kokia down 13-0 in the third to O'Fallon. So if the bad part is 6 teams are in the South 7, and 5 of the 6 are losing. The only team winning right now is Centralia beating Salem at half 21-14. Ouchie. And the hyphen has cramps. So if you got them already now mid-third quarter, it's going to be interesting.
Could definitely change some things here the rest of the way with 8:34 left to go in quarter number 3. $33-20 is your score. 13-point lead for the Tornadoes. Opening game of the season here in 2014. IHS 8 football gets started tonight. There'll be some games tomorrow and even some games on Sunday at Soldier Field.
Yeah.
Here on their Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, because Soldier Field's turf holds up so well, they need to play more games there.
Split to the right. It'll be Waith. Split to the left. Hester checks in the slot. It's going to be Reeves and the quarterback keeper. Looking to roll to the right side. Pass the 40 down to the 35. Gets down to about the 30 where he's pushed out of bounds by David Gideon. And that'll be a big run for the Ram quarterback to give it another first down.
44-22. Cesar trails at El Dorado. But that time, Dylan Reeves, it's amazing how fast you can run when you're running for your life. He did that there. Got away from the defense. Did a very good job of that. Oh, okay. I looked down, there was 2 right chargers, and I'm trying to figure out who is charging what where, and I just pulled one, so it was mine. I won that one.
Well, this, that, and the other. 8:26 to go in the third. 1st and 10 for the Rams. Ball in the 31, near hash in Taylorville territory. Reeves under center. 2 on the right. This one's going to be a pitch to the right side. Hester is head down past the 30. In traffic toward about the 25-yard line. Is out of bounds about 26-27. Gain of maybe 4, depending upon the spot of the football at the 8:18 mark of this third quarter.
Hester can run some people over. Kind of the Marshawn Lynch of the crew down there. Likes to run people over, get those tough yards.
We know we had a few highlights of him last year.
Yeah, Carbondale game here.
Got hurt.
Livid.
You can relive those highlights at WMIXsports.com. It's another of our free services as we near the top of the 9 o'clock hour.
Uh-oh.
A black Pontiac Bonneville needs to be moved immediately.
Move it.
Oh, no.
Like to move it, move it.
You can move it your way, or somebody else will move it for you.
At your expense. 2nd and 6 now with the ball spotted at the Taylorville 27 near hash. Uh-oh. Illegal motion on the Rams.
Yep, that'll come back.
Tell you what, a good fake by Graham Hinkin. He ran in for a touchdown on a good fake.
Graham Hinkin carried out his fake all the way to the end zone. He took a Taylorville player with him. And that Taylorville player will never hear the end of that the rest of time.
The only reason I even thought it was a possibility is because of the Taylorville player giving chase. I was like, he knows something we don't.
Oh, he was serious. He will get now he's getting it. The Taylorville player, number 36, Blake Durman, is getting heckled. His defensive guys are telling him, hey, don't run so fast back there. The ball wasn't even there. 5-yard motion penalty on the Rams. Those of you listening to the game out in your vehicles, you can flash your lights right now. We'll see if anybody's listening. There's one to our left.
I saw a few earlier the first time.
Yep. That's good to see.
It's not as easy if you have it running for the AC, it's not as easy to turn them on and off anymore.
Yeah, no, it is not.
Because they stay on.
Yep.
So, a lot watching at WMIXsports.com as the play is going to come to the right side. It comes to Jylen Rush, who broke to the sideline.
Turn the ball up the field there, young fella.
So it'll bring up 3rd down after a slight gain. 7:35 to play in the third quarter. 33-20. 13-point lead here for the Tornadoes.
It's always funny, first half of the football season. If everybody's winning your state champs, if you're losing, we're done.
Yep.
Getting those texts every once in a while right now from the safe one.
7:17 to play. Third quarter action under center to quarterback Reeves. 2 backs on the right in motion Miller-Gray. Miller-Gray is going to get the carry and has to bob and weave his way through traffic. Finally gets some arms wrapped around him, stays on his feet, but now is going to be tackled for a loss as the contact was instigated by Brett Langen. And now it'll be 4th and long.
An aggressive Taylorville defense is starting to swarm Mount Vernon. And that is their reputation. They will take chances and make gambles. And right now they're gambling, sending people on some linebacker blitzes or stunning up front big time. And right now this Mount Vernon team has got to get things going. And I think they're going to have to spread it a little bit.
So it's 4th and 13 from the Taylorville 34-yard line with 6:28 to play. Clock running in the third quarter. Play clock at 8. Rams rush to the line of scrimmage. Split to the right side. Waith on the left. It was Xavier Tyus, but he sits on the bench with his helmet off. As Reeves is rolling to the right side. Needs a block here, and he's going to dump it off. And it's going to be off of the fingertips of DeMontez Miller-Gray. And it's going to be another Ram turnover on downs.
Taylorville Tornado football.
Well, Fallon is only up on Cahokia 13-0, so Cahokia kind of making a stand. And right now, Mount Vernon looking at a defensive stand by Taylorville.
Tornado D got the job done that time. A little bit of a whirlwind defense. And now they end up with the football back at their own 34. 1st and 10 with 6:15 left to play. Third frame from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Glad to have you with us, courtesy of Community First Bank of the Heartland. With 5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts, Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC.
Turnover on downs, 6th turnover of the night for Mount Vernon. 3 fumbles, 3 on downs.
Quarterback Chambly with the football, going to keep it himself. Nice fake as he gets past the 35 and down to about the 38-39. Nice little gain from the QB, and we'll fall into the 6-minute mark here as Taylorville hangs on to a 33-20 lead.
It's kind of a momentum game for these two teams. Two teams a lot of people pick to win the respective conferences. And, boy, if you feel like if you're a Taylorville fan, happen to be watching or listening here, you feel like your team gets a win on the road here at Mount Vernon, you got to feel pretty good about 14.
I think you do as well. Champley looking to get to the outside. Slips, lost his footing past the 40 down to about the 42. We'll see where they spot the football. Short gain brings up 3rd and short, however, with 5:30 left to play in the 3rd. Again, the score, in case you missed it, 33-20 Taylorville. So big gain of 3.
Gain of 3 on the play.
3rd and 2.
3rd down and 2 for the Tornadoes.
Need some awe for Cutter up in here. Good times.
Yes, I understand what you were saying. Oh, that snap, that was off. That was an ugly play. It's going to be false start on Taylorville, their 5th penalty of the night.
That'll push her back.
Yeah, it'll push back. I think if you're Mount Vernon, you got to take a chance here. Might be to your interest to maybe gamble here and send some people. Take off and see what you can get done here on this human night. See if you can frustrate Taylorville, because once Champley gets that snap, he's kind of got a smorgasbord on what to do with his abilities.
Snap and looking for the quick pass, complete off to the right sideline and shy of midfield on a great tackle by the Rams. Looks like Burrows was in on the tackle. There's a completion there to right, number 23, the senior, up the sideline. It'll gain at 12. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes at their own 48-yard line as we fall below the 5-minute mark of this 3rd quarter.
Well, South 7 right now is, they'd like to restart the season. Marion trails after 3 in Champaign, 20-7 to the Maroons.
Quick snap, quick handoff as Duchamp looks like got the carry up the hash, gain of maybe 2 or 3. Find comfort in one of the many lift shares. We told you about those at Bird Watson Drug, one of our new sponsors this season. They can also make life easier for you. They will bring their pharmacy right to the front door with their free prescription delivery service in town. They appreciate your business. We appreciate them at Bird Watson Drug, sponsor of our scoreboard updates.
Fairfield going on the 14th year in a row. They won their week 1 game as Champley sacked for a 5-yard loss.
That's just a play that broke because of the high snap, and he had no choice but to hang on. The Rams were aggressive.
We're a little more aggressive, shooting the gaps a little bit that time. It's okay to run blitz here, and, it's something you see. Mount Carmel leading Harrisburg 21-0 on the road. That's a week 9 Mount Vernon opponent. We haven't heard anything on Charleston, but right now, besides the conference, Mount Vernon opponent's looking strong non-conference-wise.
Champley back deep to pass, looking deep downfield. Oh, in and out of the hands as number 28, Michael Buckles, saw a touchdown but didn't see the ball into his hands.
Jordan Mullen back there, though, got a hand on it first, and, boy, he thought he should have had a pick and probably could have turned it around. Mr. Mullen made a nice play to roll back and take care of business and knock that pass down.
So that'll make it 4th and 10, and are the Rams just a play? Well, they are a play away from making a great defensive stop, but I ask you with rhetoric, are they going to make a big defensive stop here?
You got to. I mean, there's nothing to it. I mean, you've got to make a play.
So now, gonna go ahead and punt. They were aggressive early, but not going to chance it here with a 13-point lead, and this is going to bounce and move around all the way to the Ram 16-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Orange and Black with 3:40 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Although Jared Shainer's Mount Vernon Rams are down 13, it's 33-20. From hoodies to T-shirts, awards, promotional items, koozies to bags, Winning Edge can customize just about anything to suit your needs. Stop by and see them at 212 South 9th Street in Mount Vernon, or log on to winningedgeusa.com. You can also buy Ram gear at shop.winningedgeusa.com. Right there online, e-commerce.
Newton wins 41-0. Wow. That's another place that has Friday night games, by the way. Oh, 1 year DuQuoin played there. Froze. Absolutely froze up there.
So the Rams are going to be content. Nope. Dylan Reeves going to keep it. Feigned the handoff. Thought they might go play action, but it'll be about a 2-yard gain to around the 18, as we have all kinds of critters.
Yeah. Mount Vernon needs to critter up and down the field a little bit. 3:22 to go, and it's another long game. 2 hours in, still a quarter to go. Your obligations may be messed up.
Shame, isn't it?
Yeah. Afterthought.
3:09 left to go. Here
Not
in the
tonighter,
3rd.
though.
33 or to 20 or.
Gosh, 2 coin down, 56 zip. Ooh.
Reeves under center, split left and right. It's going to be Miller-Gray on a sweep, and they sniff it out as he gets to about the 20. Gain of 2, if that. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Been a Solaire flare in St. Louis tonight. That was a big knock.
Oh, I got you.
Solaire hit one out, tied up at 2.
I didn't really know how you pronounce his name.
That's Solaire.
I just knew he was coming up. Chris Bryant's the one I'm waiting to see.
No, he's not coming up. Contrary to popular rumored belief tonight, he is not.
Why start his clock now?
No, you don't want to.
Start it next year.
Oh, start him at 3rd. Woo.
Tearing things up in the state of Iowa.
Marion down 20-7 after 3. South 7 kind of getting slapped around a little bit right now in this time frame, 2 hours into the season.
Yes, they are. 2:10 left in the third here. Down 13 are the Rams. 3rd and 6 from their own 20. Reeves rolling out to pass. Going to have to shake the defender. Rushes a completion, though, to Andrew Heiner at the 30. And the star on defense comes in to lead the offense off of the split-in position. And that's a big completion for a first down.
And that's what you got to do. I think you got to start throwing some short bullets back and forth down the field for, make them high percentage passes for Clayton Reeves, or Dylan Reeves. There you go. Clayton will love that. And give Dylan the opportunity to move around the pocket and throw some and make him a moving quarterback.
Split to the left this time. It'll be Heiner on the right. Miller-Gray is actually more in the slot with a couple of wingbacks, Hinken and Rush, and it's going to be, an inside handoff to Graham Hinken off tackles. He tries to get to the outside hash, and far hash, I should say, down to about the 5. So maybe he cuts it in half, 2nd and 5 just about, with 1:30 left to play in the third quarter. It's 33-20 here. We'll have a Tony Wilt player of the game coming up a little bit later on. Tony Wilt, glad to help your family with all of their insurance needs. Give his office a call. Find him on the web at TonyWilt.com or look for the White State Farm Jeep around town. May or may not have seen said White State Farm Jeep at the fairgrounds the other day. Had a nice conversation with our player of the game sponsor at the DuQuoin State Fair. That was on Tuesday night, I think. I was down there a lot. I don't know. It's Rush coming on the near side off of the handoff. He's going to lose 3 as we'll drop below the minute mark of the third as the clock rolls.
That he got up. He got bent back awkwardly there. And the clock rolls, and Mount Vernon has not punched in a number here in this third quarter. Credit to Taylorville defense. Very impressed with Taylorville. That could be an option down the line if need be on a Friday night, by the way.
Where's that, Taylorville?
Yeah. They've been known to do that.
Yes, they have. Trek to Christian County. Just north of the Painter. 26 seconds left to go in the third quarter here. Play clock at 5. Reeves under center, and it's going to be Reeves feigning the handoff to Hinken, taking it himself and plunging ahead, possibly for first down yardage from where we sit. With 17.2 seconds left to go in this third quarter, it looks to be the chains are moving first down yardage. It'll be at the 41-yard line on a nice gain on the QB keep.
Yeah, first down Rams. Carbondale trails 28-7, as expected. So the correspondents returning to the gridiron right now, 1-1 for WMIX. Of course, we'll have Todd Rushing on tomorrow. And that's how this quarter is going to end, 33-20, Taylorville at the end of 3.
There you go. That's your third quarter score. Taylorville 33, Mount Vernon 20. We'll take a break, come back, get you set for, will it be the fourth and final quarter? Stay tuned to find out on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. By now you have heard about our new One Checking product. The new One Account is a high-interest earning, free checking account designed for everyone. Unlike other banks that pay interest on higher balance, this account pays interest on all balances. From high schoolers to Warren Buffett, One will work for you. You can talk to one of us at 244-3000 and learn about the details. One, exclusively at Community First Bank. You will be one happy customer. Member FDIC.
Smart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies, and the pharmacists at Bird Watson Drug know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. I'm Melinda Breeze, and flu season is just around the corner. Feel confident knowing that you and your family are well protected. I invite you to stop by our store for this year's flu shot. Your flu shot can be easily billed to your insurance or purchased by cash or credit card. Come in to 12th and Main or 34th and Broadway and get the care you deserve. Bird Watson Drug, caring for you and about you.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
Welcome back, WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Watch us live. Follow us on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. We're on SoundCloud. We're on YouTube and even the Instagram. WMIX Sports. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. We head to the fourth quarter. Mount Vernon Rams trailing Taylorville 33-20, but they do have the football on their own 41, 1st and 10.
This game's not over.
Not by a long shot.
I feel like something crazy is going to come up. Freeburg up big, 42-0. It's the Midgets looking to get something going.
Handoff up the right side, maybe a sweep, just shy of midfield. It'll be dancing with the first down. It'll be 2nd and short. So Raj got the call that time. They dialed up number 5, and he gets some 7.
Gain of 7 on the play will bring up a 2nd down and 3.
Under 12 to go in this one. Mount Vernon's got to make the most of every play. Not a team that likes to come from behind with their style of offense.
Split left and right. Quarterback under center. Inside handoff. Graham Hinkin trying to use that fullback to plow up the middle. And it's a no gain. It'll be 3rd and 3. 11-16 to play in the fourth quarter. Again, the Rams still down 13 at Baker's dozen. Glad to have you with us.
Columbia beat East Alton Wood River 62-0, so Centralia fans can rejoice that they could probably start their year 2-0.
Gain of 2 on the play will bring up a 3rd down and 1.
Take comfort with 2 respiratory therapists and feel confident with their 24-hour oxygen services at Bird Watson Drug, corner 12th and Main in Mount Vernon. And also find another Bird Watson Drug location at 34th and Broadway. Under center is Dylan Reese, but to the left this time. Let's see what we get on. A sweep coming up the near side. It's going to be DMG for a first down. Miller-Gray between the hashes to the 45. Gain of 5. It'll be 1st and 10. Into Taylorville territory they go.
We'll give the Rams a first down.
Well, the first downs are coming along. As Marion is coming back, 2014 now. They trail in the 4th. They'll get back tomorrow. But Mount Vernon needs to get something going. This is time to roll.
Rend Lake College powers their video streaming. They can save you thousands in your collegiate education. See how and apply online at rlc.edu. Rend Lake College, your journey starts here. As this is going to be a pitch to the left, and it pops out of the hands of Jylan Rush, and it is recovered by Taylorville at the 44-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes.
Well, what started out well has not gone well. 7 turnovers on Mount Vernon this evening.
Well, it was recovered by David Gideon, who's had his hand in quite a few plays defensively for the Tornadoes tonight. Well, there it goes sometimes.
Yeah. And you want to talk about this one. You talk about games you think you got a chance to win and you got to count this on the playoffs. It is what it is. And right now, Mount Vernon is in some trouble.
Out of the shotgun for the quarterback, Champley. He's going to hand off. And Bo Bouchon's not going to get a whole heck of a lot. It'll actually be a no gain for 2nd and 10 now. With 9:49 to play in the fourth quarter, still 33-20, Taylorville on top.
Oh, Fairfield wins again in week 1.
No.
Christopher, they rolled up a double nickel, 55-14.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Same old, same old.
Pretty well for the Mules.
Champley out of pistol with 1 split to the left, 2 on the right. Man in the slot, waiting to snap. 9 seconds on the play clock as they're killing some clock here. Up 13 with 9:13 left to go in the fourth quarter. Feign the handoff and pitch it out to the left side. Michael Buckles using that speed. Breaks past a tackle and thought he was going to get away, but a nice, actually, touchdown-saving arm in on the play. As Buckles gets all the way past midfield and down to about the 43-yard line. That's a nice burst of speed from Buckles. Champley still trying to lead this offense to some more points. Tornadoes are trying to touch down again. 8:46 left. Here comes a handoff, and not going to get much out of it. Maybe a gain of about 2 as it goes to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 8 with 8:39 left to go. It's not over yet, but the Rams still need to stop because Taylorville is very content with killing this clock.
Yeah, Taylorville's going to eat this clock up. 8:29 left. They're going to run and march the football. And Taylorville right now kind of giving Mount Vernon a dose of their own medicine, power football right at them. And the Mount Vernon defense definitely fatigued with the field position they've had to defend tonight, and they are starting to drag out there in this heat.
8:13 left to go. 33-20 the score. Taylorville on top, and quarterback Champley's going to keep it himself. He's going to bust through a couple defenders, breaks through the seam. 10-5 touchdown. And it's a 40-yard touchdown run on the quarterback draw by Tanner Champley, and it is going to be 39-20.
Yep. Turn it over. You're going to pay, and that's what Taylorville has done tonight, and they are definitely a favorite to win that Apollo Conference that they have scored again. Wow. How impressed has this team been tonight?
Very.
I should say how impressive. He has another gear, Mr. Champley does, and he is in some shade because he just left some black-shirted Rams in the dust.
He did every bit of that. As Brandon Moody on for the point after to try to make it a two-time, trying to double it up here. 39-20 right now, looking to make it 40-20, and he does just that. So 40-20, Taylorville with 8:04 remaining here in this fourth quarter. As the Rams will get the football back, we think. See what happens on the ensuing kickoff. We'll have a Tony Wilt player of the game coming up at the end of this one. Tony Wilt, glad to help your family with all of their insurance needs. Give his office a call. Find him on the web at TonyWilt.com or look for the White State Farm Jeep around town. It's Tony Wilt. Get to a better state with State Farm.
Well, not pretty. And the thing is, when Mount Vernon goes in the locker room tonight, goes home, they look in the mirror, they've got only themselves to blame because the turnovers have short-fielded the Rams defense, and unfortunately has not been pretty because this Taylorville team is good. Of course, anybody, and no knock against Taylorville, but when you're getting short field like they are, anybody can do some damage, as they have done this evening. But a very impressive effort from Taylorville. This will raise some eyebrows in the Apollo.
Brandon Moody on to kick. Back to return for Mount Vernon. It'll be Michael Johnson, the far man, at about the 6, maybe it's 7. The near man will be DeMontez Miller-Gray, both about the hashes with 8:04 left to go in the fourth quarter. 40-20. Taylorville doubling up the Mount Vernon Rams here in week 1 of this IHSA high school football season. Kentucky got underway last week.
And Missouri.
Them too. Illinois getting started tonight. We'll have a full scoreboard later tonight at WMIXsports.com and tomorrow on the Saturday Sports Show, as this is going to be end over end toward the far side. Through the hands of Johnson, he'll pick it up in the end zone, and it'll be a touchback.
I know how it has gone.
While you have to see what you're going to do, you have to see the football in your hands before you can take off with it. And I think they're seeing bigger things happening before they corral the football, and that's been part of the issue tonight.
Scuda has stormed back to lead Central 28-14 in the fourth.
That's interesting. Tim Parks back for a 15th year.
Yeah.
Say that in jest. I mean, he has been a force for that Mascuda team.
Yeah, Mascuda is trying to get some stuff turned around. A lot of games to the north here getting PPD'd. Because of some weather.
We're going to have a sweep coming near side. Miller-Gray breaks through some tackles, able to slip a couple as he gets near the 30 at about the 28, passing to 25 in round. And it's going to be a gain of about 7 or 8 for DeMontez Miller-Gray. It'll bring up second down with 7:47 left to go in this fourth quarter.
Charleston and Rantoul are tied at 26 after 3.
Interesting.
If that for next week. As that comes to play, and I need to give that guy a follow as he's going to be a helpful source of Rantoul stuff. Of course, the Rams play Rantoul this year in basketball.
That they do. We broke that in the Saturday Sports Show way back when. Under center, Dylan Reeves. 2 to the right. In motion, Miller-Gray. And it's going to be a handoff inside to Graham Hinkin. He's going to get a gain of about 4 as he gets to about the 34-yard line, 33.
Yeah, Ram first down.
It is.
That's nice, but the Rams are going to have to boot scoot boogie down the field a little bit more.
Always bank on your hometown team. Community First Bank, home of the one account featuring free checking and high yield interest. Member FDIC. Community First Bank back on for another year as the official voice of Mount Vernon Rams athletics here at WMIX Sports.
Make that 33-26 Charleston.
Interesting.
So Taylorville winning here. Charleston's winning. Triad's winning. Nobody in the South 7 can win but Centralia. And Mount Carmel's winning.
Handoff comes up the near hash to about the 35-36. Gain of a couple to be 2nd and 8.
Handoff to Graham Hinkin.
With 6:30 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 40-20. Taylorville doubling up the Rams right now here in week 1. The Tornadoes will have Bartonville Limestone next week.
So 4, 5 playoff points for Mount Vernon right now. 4, actually.
Bartonville Limestone. Mid-State 6? Mid-Illini?
Yeah. No, they're in the same conference as Washington.
Right.
Yep.
One of those.
That's some football. Morton.
Has
the Potters of Morton.
Has a mid in it.
I'm telling you, it's a tough conference.
No doubt. 2nd and 7 for the Rams. Reeves looking for the turnaround pass. Fade route for Derek Waite. He'll come away with it at the 40 into the 30. Down near the 26. He falls out of bounds. It's a nice slap on the rump by the defender covering Jimmy Berry, but what a great play by Derek Waite.
That's there, and Mount Vernon can take advantage. The offensive line got stood up a little bit, stood up the defense, and they were able to make a play. That is there. High percentage passing. That is definitely there.
So 1st and 10 for the Rams. New life here. The ball on the 26-yard line in Tornado territory on the near hash. 5:59 to play here in the fourth quarter. As a sweep going up the right side, Miller-Gray. He's able to find a bit of a seam, trying to get to past the far hash as he got to about the 25-yard line. So all that running for 1, maybe 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down with 5:47 left to go. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Video at WMIXsports.com, presented by Red Lake College. Log on to see which of their 100-degree and certificate programs is right for you. It's rlc.edu.
Sparta is going to get a win.
Good for Robbie
Kirk, yeah.
As it'll be a pitch coming near side. Miller-Gray, and he will go off tackle to about the 15-yard line. Looks like he has first down yardage. They're going to spot it right dead set at the 15. It'll be a gain of 8, 1st and 10 for the Rams. With 5:13 left to go, and needing some offense in a big way. You're going to have to quickly score here, get an onside kick, quickly score then, get an onside kick.
8 yards, gives the Rams a first down.
Because 2 touchdowns with 2 two-point conversions ain't going to get it done just yet. Miller-Gray, sweep to the outside. It's stopped by a couple of defenders, but able to find a few more as he gets down to about the 11, appears absolutely gassed. It's a kind hand of helping him up, and I will compliment the sportsmanship of the Tornadoes.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's a quality opponent in lots of ways. Johnston City wins tonight, 29-0 over Vienna Goreville. Chester leads Hamilton County 42-zip with about 4 minutes to go in that one.
More of our Bird Watson Drugs scoreboard updates new this season. Split to the right side, Heiner, Waith on the left. Quarterback Reeves under center, 2 wingbacks on the left. Quarterback keeper here by Reeves. It's going to be a sneak to get about a few as he gets to maybe about the, I'm going to say the 8. It can't be more than a gain of 3 for 3rd and 3. That was more of a trying to center it type quarterback sneak. As opposed to a first down.
The Dream is starting off on a bad trip. Mater Dei wins tonight 22-17.
Boo. Not in a bad way.
Well, just we can't get
They
could have a home game.
Yeah.
That's either one there. Okay, we're okay there.
That's wishy-washy in terms of our Friday night hopes.
Nashville beat Carlisle 22-20.
Hester in motion, and it looks like maybe a bad handoff as the Rams fumble the football. And the Taylorville Tornadoes come up with it at about the 10-yard line. It'll be Tornado football with 3:42 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
8 turnovers. And Mount Vernon has shot themselves in the foot more times than Swiss cheese.
Oh, but on the bright side, the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Tyler's. Why play the financing waiting game? Become pre-approved right now. Apply online at tylertoyota.net. Totally Tyler's.
Back in the day, coaches may make players carry footballs all around with them all day. I don't know if you can do that anymore.
Remember that in the movie The Program?
Yeah.
Craig, what's his name? And Khan. This is going to be a handoff to about the 10, gain of 1. For Bouchon, I believe it was. Not going to bring up too much here. It'll be 2nd and 9 with 3:34 left. We'll have a timeout on the field. Rams have 2 remaining now. This timeout sponsored by Eric Black and his staff, the Medicine Shop, and TMS Mobility and Rehab. Proud sponsors of the Mountford and Rams and located at 2339 Broadway in the King City. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. We approach the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour here on WMIX. 3:34 left to go on the game clock, however, and the Rams are looking to go 0-1 for.
Watch out, restaurants.
However many straight year.
People are heading out into the King City as people are leaving, and
good for commerce.
Kind of feeling like this one's not going to go the way of the Rams.
Wow, Nash Vegas.
Nash Vegas holds on 22-20 over Carlisle.
But Bo Meyer's excited.
Highland over DuQuoin, 56-zip. That's a final. Pinckneyville beats Redbud 41-6, and Sparta over DuPo 23-0. Fairfield double nickel, CZR 15, and JC over Vienna Goreville 29-0, and Mater Dei beats Effingham 22-17. You hear those scores first here and on Twitter as well.
Bird Watson Drug brings you those scoreboard updates. They're dedicated to making sure you and your family stay healthy. Stop by 12th and Main or 34th and Broadway for your flu shot this year. They'll have those September 1st. That's Monday.
Yeah, that's Monday and Labor Day, yeah.
They're going to be laboring on Labor Day with those flu shots. Part of being fast and friendly. Caring for all of your needs.
26-14, Central over Marion late in that one. Marion will also get to go back to Champaign next weekend. Play at the same field because Central and Centennial share the same field, so Marion will play there again next week. They stopped there when they went to 7-on-7 in Illinois this summer, kind of checked things out.
Of course, it was a carry by Just. Got to the outside for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 now from the 10. We have Hester hobbling off the field.
Yeah, that's not good.
Hoping he's okay with 3:20 left to play in the 4th quarter.
Rams will have to suck it up next week. Charleston's leading Rantoul 33-26 in the 4th, so no pity party when the Trojans come to town. Last time those two teams played, Mount Vernon took one in the playoffs. Offensive line and Dylan Reeves down below us on the right side of the bench talking, understanding the situation, and it's not been pretty tonight.
It hasn't, as the quarterback Tanner Champley, the 6'1 senior, still works out of the shotgun, and it's going to come right up the middle along the hash, now trying to go left to get to the outside, to the strong side. And it's going to be 3rd down, 4th down even. How about that? 4th and 8 from the 14 now for Taylorville with 2:51 left to go. Another timeout presented by the Medicine Shop. Eric Black and his fine staff. TMS Mobility and Rehab. Proud sponsors of the Mountford and Rams, located at 2339 Broadway in Mountford. Appreciate the sponsorship yet again of the Community First Bank, the official voice of the Mountford and Rams. Always bank on your hometown team. Community First Bank, home with a one account, featuring free checking and high yield interest.
Charleston's going to win, the way it looks, according from reports. Carbondale's losing late. O'Fallon just beat Cahokia 16-0. Altoff was leading Collinsville in the 3rd 7-0. So Altoff and Centralia right now, the only two teams winning out of the South 7. Mount Vernon's 4 non-conference opponents are all winning. So 4 points plus those two is 6. So on a positive note, if there is one tonight, that's another one if you get 6 playoff points.
Yeah.
But you would like to not have to have that. Freeburg all over Massac 42-14 in the 4th. Sparta wins 23-zip. Robbie Kirk gets his first win as head coach at Sparta. That's got to feel good.
Interesting. Split left and right. Well, there aren't 4th down, so it's a punt. It's back to return at about midfield. The Mount Vernon Rams hoping for another opportunity to get some quick points. Booming punt past midfield. Rush will give chase. Bounces past the 40, all the way down 30, 25-20. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20 for the Mount Vernon Rams.
Outstanding punt
Woof.
from the Tornadoes.
I'd say so. It was an outstanding punt. That was a deep punt.
At the Mount Vernon Ram 20-yard line.
Oh, my. Waterloo has come all the way back up 28-27 with under a minute to go. Holy cow. Centralia up 31-14 late in the Battle of the Shrine Bowl. Trying to break a 5-game losing streak are the Orphans.
Or stay tuned for your Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac post-game show. We'll have your Tony Wild player of the game. We'll have another check of that Bird Watson Drugs scoreboard update. We'll also recap the game that was Week 1 of the high school football season. Preview our Saturday sports show for tomorrow morning after the 8 o'clock news here on AM 940 and WMIXsports.com. Play clock's at 13. Rush will check back in. Reeves now to the
Mount Vernon
huddle.
only has 10 players to my count. 1, 2, 3. They only have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 11. They snuck one on.
There's one that came in late. Rush was late to check in, as this is going to be coming up to the near side. Right to left go to Rams. Shy of the 25 is DeMontez Miller-Gray. Gets about 3 on it as he came near side on a sweep, and it'll be second at about 7 or 8 for Mount Vernon with 2:20 left to go in the 4th quarter, down 40-20. You all right over there?
I'm good.
Okay.
I love when kids do well.
Good. Supportive
Paid kids.
Supportive you are.
Paid kids at the pro level.
Waith split left. Another Ram split to the right. A couple of wing backs and a fullback kicking. In motion, it's going to be Miller-Gray, and they smelled it in the water, and it's going to be back to the 20, a loss of 4. 1:54 left to go here in the 4th quarter. 5 Jefferson County branches in responsive quality service for all of your accounts. Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC. They're back on for another year at least. We appreciate them. The official voice of high school sports here on WMIX.
Well, this is not how anybody in orange and black thought this would go tonight.
And here comes your handoff.
Handoff up the middle to Graham Hinkin.
Right up the near hash as Hinkin, the fullback, gets the carry, and it'll be 4th down for the Rams. There's quite a few new faces into the ballgame.
Yeah, this is mop-up time, as they call it.
Gain of 7 on the play.
Reeves still the quarterback captaining this crew right now, the senior QB. Down 20, it's 40-20 here in the 4th quarter, and we talked about it early. We talked about it often. I mean, this is a strong case of that CS8 attitude, and brand of football from Taylorville, though, now in the Apollo. Hinkin the handoff for some yardage, gets past the 30, down to about the 32. Gains enough for 1st down yardage, giving the Rams the football for the next 42.8 seconds.
And again, if like we have discussed and Coach Shaner's mentioned, you start living off last year, that smell and stuff is rotten. It's stale. And Taylorville came in here and threw some punches, and Mount Vernon tried to answer with some jabs but couldn't really get back into this one. As you hear the Taylorville crowd across the way, very excited about their first win of the season.
Just 30 seconds left. It's another inside handoff up the near hash. Going to be a gain of about 2 to the 34. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 with 19 seconds left. As the Rams are going to fall to 0-1, Taylorville will improve to 1-0 to start off this year. And we are just 10 seconds away from our Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show. And recapping this one. Disappointment, I think, for the Mount Vernon Rams, but you knew with the Taylorville Tornadoes it wasn't going to be easy. We'll talk about it next. Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show coming up. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
The Medicine Shop in Mount Vernon provides personal health care on a level that no big box chain or mail order service can. That's why Consumer Reports ranked independent drugstores like the Medicine Shop #1 in customer service satisfaction. I'm pharmacist and owner Eric Black. Did you know that independent pharmacies like the Medicine Shop receive no kickbacks from drug manufacturers? This means that the advice you get from our staff is based only on what's best for your health. Did you also know that we offer access to your medication when you need it? No long waits or hoping that the mailman shows up with your medicine before you run out. We employ local people and pay local taxes, which means a positive economic impact for this community. Finally, we know how busy your life is. That's why we offer free delivery to work or home. Give me a call today and I'll show you how easy it is to switch. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Or give us a call at 242-8776.
Are you interested in a career in the culinary arts but can never afford the high cost of cooking school? Red Lake College has a low-cost recipe for success. For as little as $5,500 per year, you can get a quality culinary arts education in your own backyard. That even includes books, tuition, class fees, and supplies. Learn to master domestic fare, pastry, and foreign cuisine in Ina, Illinois. Save thousands on a culinary arts education at Red Lake College. For more information, log on to rlc.edu/culinary arts.
Take a break and come celebrate the biggest sales event of the year at King City Chrysler Center. Hi, it's Roy Schmidt, Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealer at King City Chrysler Center, Mount Vernon. Our Labor Day sales event is absolutely the biggest event on the calendar, and we are ready to deal now through September 2nd. All Ram 1500s, Dodge Grand Caravans, and Chrysler Town & Countries have 0% financing for 75 months, plus bonus cash and no payments for 90 days. That's right, 0% for 75 months, plus bonus cash, and don't make a single payment for 90 days. It's happening as I speak at King City Chrysler Center, 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois, and browse all of our new and pre-owned inventory or schedule your service appointments online at KingCityChryslerCenter.com.
Did your bank recently make changes or add fees to your checking account? Free yourself with a free checking account from People's National Bank. You'll receive a Visa check card, online banking, bill pay, mobile banking, and access to over 20,000 ATMs with the added convenience of MoneyPass ATM network. Stop by People's National Bank, located at 413 South 34th Street in Mount Vernon today for details on how to get your free checking account.
People's National Bank, serving Southern Illinois since 1909. Member FDIC. Non-usage and wireless carrier fees may apply.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show starts now.
Welcome back. J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, a final here, 40-20. The Taylorville Tornadoes beat the Mount Vernon Rams. DC alongside the Czerwinski. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Crow with us. Holly Carroll back at the Mount Vernon studio on WMIX Mount Vernon. Worldwide at WMIXsports.com. And it was a game that was or wasn't, in this case, for the Mount Vernon Rams tonight. I think smelled possibly a 1-0 start for the first time since 2006, but it goes the way of the Tornado.
Mount Vernon's luck in the opening games of the season hasn't been good. We documented that in the pregame, and it continues. And Mount Vernon starts 0-1. The good thing is self-corrected mistakes. It's not anything Taylorville's a very good team, took advantage of a lot of mistakes by Mount Vernon. But it's one of those you have to turn around. You can't fumble the ball 8 times, Pee-wee, to the NFL. You're just not going to win ball games that way.
And you are not. We have plenty to talk about on your Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon. So much to talk about. We have stats. We have a scoreboard update. We have plenty to come. We'll try to get you the best that we can in our Bird Watson scoreboard, as well as our Tony Wilt State Farm Player of the Game, which you will be able to find later on at WMIXsports.com, as well as we put our Players of the Game now on the website each and every time out, sponsored by Tony Wilt and State Farm. As always, Rams football is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about this one. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Now is a great time to move your account to Community First Bank. With our new one account offering the highest interest rate in the market, free checking, key specials delivered by people you know and trust, why would you not bank with the market leader in Jefferson County? We offer 5 locations with 7 ATMs and have been serving the Jefferson County market since 1906. Stop in and see why our bank is the fastest growing bank in Jefferson County. Community First Bank. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
Second Chance Auto in Mount Vernon offers great quality cars at bank rate financing. That's great news. Who else in the area can offer you that? For nearly 35 years, they've been helping people with good and not so good credit get a good vehicle at a good price. Just make your payments on time, and they'll save you thousands of dollars on the total price of your vehicle. Find out if you qualify by calling Jimmy and the crew at Second Chance Auto today at 244-4582. Second Chance Auto. Or stop by Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. You won't be disappointed.
Bad luck. Some people were just born with it. Hi, this is Chase Landers with Landers Collision Centers of Mount Vernon and Salem. We all know that someone who has that cartoon cloud hanging over their head, getting rained on whenever the sun is out. The full moon is their worst enemy, and if something can be spilled, dropped, broken, tipped over, or lost, it will somehow happen to this person. Landers Collision Centers has seen it all. Whether you turned the wheel too sharply backing out of your garage and tore the front end off of your vehicle, crunched your undercarriage running over a curb, or clipped your fender pulling into the ATM, Landers Collision Centers has your back, and we certainly won't judge. As a direct repair facility for many insurance companies, we take care of just about everything, even getting you into a temporary vehicle while we restore yours. That's Landers different. Top to bottom, big or small, Landers fixes them all. Come see us in Mount Vernon and Salem and ask us about free detailing for the life of your vehicle. Or call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Back to Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
Welcome back, Schmick Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Mount Vernon Rams fall in Week 1 by a score of 40-20. Here tonight. Not the finish they wanted, nor the start they wanted in this case of the 2014 season, and as a result, the Mount Vernon Rams are 0-1 again.
Well, fumbles, turnovers, and whatnot leads to the issue of Mount Vernon losing in this one, and fortunately for the Rams, they had thoughts and feelings of maybe getting off to a 1-0 start, but turning the ball over 8 times crushed any hopes of that.
Well, and it most certainly did, and unfortunately, that is how the cookie crumbled tonight, as we see how those cookies crumbled on paper now for the Mount Vernon Rams in Taylorville.
Tied at first downs, 20 apiece. The key, as I said, Mount Vernon had 8 turnovers to 1 for Taylorville. Penalties were not much. Both teams had 6 penalties for Mount Vernon for 33 yards. Taylorville for 27. Rushing department, Mount Vernon 343 to Taylorville's 210. Passing, Taylorville 82 to 52. Mount Vernon 385 total yards. Taylorville close to 300 as the Rams lose tonight 40-20 at home.
There you go. That's a look at your final stats. We still have scores to come. We owe you a Tony Wilt State Farm Player of the Game. We'll get to that after a quick break, and then we'll wrap things up here from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Mount Vernon falls to Taylorville 40-20. And this is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
There's no other Toyota dealership like it in the region. It's totally technical, chic, and totally new.
Tyler Toyota. Like car heaven.
It's totally brand new.
Totally built for you.
Welcome to Tyler Toyota, the best car and truck buying experience in Southern Illinois. Total.
Totally.
We're celebrating the grand opening. Newly renovated and highly celebrated Tyler Toyota. Totally
Tyler Toyota.
Hi, this is your local State Farm agent, Tony Wilt, and proud supporter of the Mount Vernon Rams. Whether you are a new customer or one that has been loyal to State Farm for years, let me take this opportunity to thank you for your business. If you are not currently with State Farm and are looking for someone you can trust to handle your insurance or financial service needs, let me invite you into our office. You will have a local agent you can work with, backed by the industry leader in State Farm. Find us in the phone book, online, or flag the State Farm Jeep down if you have to. However you find us, we look forward to talking to you soon.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Tony Wilt State Farm Player of the Game is next.
Welcome back, WMIXSports.com, WMIX Mount Vernon. Glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski. Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show final segment. We owe you a Tony Wilt State Farm Player of the Game, DeMontez Miller-Gray, I think without a doubt.
Over 200 yards tonight. A lot of running between the goal lines. Scoring for him. He didn't have a touchdown, one touchdown, the 80-yard run. But was the basis of the Rams offense tonight. Great job by him and an effort that came up short for the team.
Well, it did. They lose by a score of 40-20. Tony Wilt, glad to help your family with all of their insurance needs. Give his office a call. Find him on the web at TonyWilt.com or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town. And, of course, we owe you one final Bird Watson Drugs scoreboard before we wrap things up for the night on your Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show here on Rams football, powered by Community First Bank. And I believe we have some finals around there.
I'm flying one on there. Okay, here we go. Up to the minute. They're on Twitter first. You can hear them here all first or wherever, however. Altoff beats Collinsville 34-14. Cahokia loses to O'Fallon 16-0. Murfreesboro beat Carbondale 35-7. Into the third quarter, a game has started at 7:30. St. Centralia leads Salem 31-14. Final, Champaign Central beat Marion 26-14. So Altoff and Centralia are the two teams looking like they'll get wins tonight in the South 7. In the Black Diamond tonight, Chester over Hamco 42-0. Fairfield wins again for the 14th straight time in Week 1, throwing up 55 points on CZR 55-15. Into the third at El Dorado, the Eagles lead SVWW 44-22. That game's been delayed not once but twice by injuries, I believe, I've been told. Johnston City beats Vienna Goreville 29-20. River to River, and another classic like last year. In the fourth, AJ over Frankfort 30-26. Carterville all over Benton at home tonight on the turf 40-6. Highland travels to DuQuoin and leaves a mark on their turf 56-0. Highland wins. Nashville holds off Carlisle in a new Week 1 matchup 22-20 at home. And Pinckneyville beats Redbud on the road 41-6. Sparta gets their first win for Robbie Kirk in his head coaching debut, 23-0 over DuPo. At the half, Mount Carmel leads Harrisburg 27-0. Waterloo was down 21-0 at the half and came back to beat Heron 28-27. And Freeburg beats Massac County 42-14. Games of interest, Triad led late big over Mattoon. Newton won big over Edwards County. Mascoutah leads Breeze Central late 35-21. It was Mater Dei beating Effingham 22-17. Civic Memorial beat Alton tonight 49-7. And Charleston, the next week's opponent for the Mount Vernon Rams, wins tonight over Rantoul and the Eagles 33-26. So if you're keeping track of playoff points for the Rams, let's see. Taylorville gives you 1. Charleston gives you 2. Triad's going to give you 3. Cahokia, or I should say Altoff 4. Centralia 5. And Mount Carmel 6. It's not a bad week if you want to go that way.
Not a bad day at the office. Now you just got to have the wins to go with it. The Rams are going to try to do that next week against Charleston. Before we do that, remind you, Bird Watson Drug, our scoreboard update sponsor. If you have questions or concerns about your medications, Bird Watson Drug pharmacists take the time to explain and help you understand your medications. Bird Watson Drug has 2 Mount Vernon locations, 12th and Main and 34th and Broadway. 2 convenient corners for you. The Mount Vernon Rams, Charleston Trojans, next Friday night, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff, right here at WMIX, or watch it live at WMIXsports.com. This has been your Schmitz-Filet postgame show. Rams fall to Taylorville tonight, 40-20. Dropped 0-1. Taylorville up to 1-0. DC, any final thoughts?
Well, it's all looking in the mirror. Mount Vernon, 8 turnovers, really did not help their defense very much tonight, and the Rams start again 0-1. They'll have to dig themselves out of a hole to get into the playoffs in 2014.
That they will. That's going to do it for us tonight. We'll have more thoughts on the Saturday Sports Show tomorrow. We'll talk with Mount Vernon Rams head football coach Jared Shaner after the 8 o'clock news on AM 940 and WMIXsports.com. Live until 10 o'clock. You'll want to join us tomorrow as we have a great assortment of guests, including Hall of Fame broadcaster and voice of the SIU Salukis, Mike Reese. We'll talk about the Salukis' big win over Taylor University. That was an NAIA school on Thursday night. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk a lot of local sports and more tomorrow morning. You'll want to join us 8:08 until 10 o'clock right here, AM 940 and WMIXsports.com. For Danny Czerwinski, for Jeff Crow, for Holly Carroll, for our entire WMIX Sports team, even Avery Barton, who worked tonight. We're glad that you were able to access our broadcast. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. For all of those people, I'm Chris Hugo, bidding you farewell for tonight. But don't forget the final score. Taylorville 40, Mount Vernon 20. So long from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium.